fuck around on your own time. That's what I say.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. This week brought to you by NordVPN. There they are. I'm Gus.
I'm Blaine. Stars.
I'm Barbara.
Nord is Danish for north.
And I'm
Bernie?
Gus.
Yeah. I think it's right. It's
Sure,
think
you said it convincingly.
Skyrimian. What do they speak in Skyrimland?
Skyrimian.
Scrimian?
Scrimian.
Unobtainium.
Scrimish. Unobtainium. Unobtainium-ish.
Wow.
So I had a really cool thing happen today. The couple that built my bus, that's not the right way to say it, but turned it into the house that
Converted it?
Renovated it?
Yeah, they got it to like
Remodeled it.
85%. 85%, what it is now. And we changed some stuff like countertops. I say we, it was all Wesley. But it was countertops and then redid the roof as well. But they came back by. Like, they're like kind of this really... Everyone who meets them falls in love with them instantly.
It's not a pretty hippy-dippy.
They're like nomadic. It's just like, where you been? It's like, oh, we've just been on the road for 12 months.
They lived in that.
They've been on the road for 12 months?
Kinda. Yeah, they just go from place to place.
Didn't they live in that bus for like 2 years?
Yeah, they lived there for 2 years. Yep. It was really cool. But it was funny because one of the features in the bus is that it has a Wi-Fi extender. And I don't get great coverage in the bus.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the things that made me switch my plan to finally having the hotspot so that I could have internet. And I had to put my phone in the window to do it. So it's like this whole thing. And it has this like Wi-Fi thing. And I was like, yeah, I just can't get this thing to work. It's like I've been going through it. So I hate to bug you. It's been a year since you sold me the bus. But, I guess he's like, no problem. Let me take a look at it. And he goes, oh, okay, here you go. It was off.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I fixed it in like 2 seconds.
What did they think of your...
Isn't that the first tech support thing you do? Restart it?
I didn't know where
Turn
it
it on?
was, honestly. He like the if you open the fuse box in that thing, it's like a rat's nest. And I'm sure it makes perfect sense to him. But if anything goes wrong with that thing electrically, then I'm gonna have to bring it to an electrician. They'll just be like, "What are you bringing me? This is like."
You said they lived there for a couple of years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Did you change out the mattress when you moved in?
I did. I have a Casper mattress in there.
Oh.
Look at me.
What did they think
Don't
of,
talk about them. They're not a sponsor of this.
Nord!
what did they think of your updates to the bus?
They liked it a lot. They're just like super sweet,
Nice.
It's really nice. And it's funny because I've seen
It's Sophie and Nathan, isn't it?
It's Sophie. I've had a USB stick that he just went through and made a bunch of videos for like all the little like nuances of things, which was really cool. So it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, what does this knob do? And I just look up the video. And it's like, oh, that's the knob that tunes the
That's really
batteries.
handy.
Is this
Lines up all the chakras. That's what that knob is.
That kind of hippy-dippy.
Dude, listen, they are living life right. We are doing it wrong. We are.
You think living in a small house is something you'd want?
Yeah, just going around. You know who else is kind of, I get the feeling is kind of doing that, is just kind of like on the move all the time. This goes way the fuck back in Rooster Teeth history. Remember Lake Eyes?
Lake Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was the basis for Carolina.
Yeah.
And she just like, her and her husband are like this like super vegan, awesome couple. And
They're
I
like
follow
a-
them on Instagram. They're they're super vegan. Like they don't fuck around.
Yeah, they do. I think they do like professional cooking for vegans and stuff like that. And they're always going somewhere with their beautiful blonde
I know.
children.
It's fucking idyllic. It's crazy.
They're from the Nord.
Yeah.
if I
Did
have
we
to
switch
guess.
couches again while I was gone?
What was her first name? She had a different
didn't
name
we?
on the
We've had that couch for a
Caitlin,
while.
right? Caitlin. That's what her name was, and then she's changed it to
I think you sat on that couch last time you were
like
here.
yes.
Is it the one with the chargers?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you okay now?
Coming down now. It's fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, sorry.
Did you panic?
I just realized that I was on a different couch, so it could have been a human.
Why
and I
don't you
would've
look
sat
at
on
it with these new Rooster Teeth sunglasses?
subtle.
Wow, how does it look now?
I know you're not gonna do the outreach for a while, but with the VPN, what can I do on a VPN? Just like whatever I want.
What do you
I can
mean?
do like crazy stuff. I go like I get a VPN and I just like can do whatever I want.
It's.
We get it, Bernie.
I mean, you can. It's about protecting your information.
You go ahead.
It's about protecting your information.
Protect my information.
Yes.
Like what? Search history
Or just like if when you go, like, let's say you go to like a public Wi-Fi
or like butt stuff?
and you
Okay, go
connect
ahead.
to it, like any transactions that you have or anything you send, it's about protecting that. So it's not people can't
It's
even.
in the
click on that.
name. Very private network.
And I have a degree in computer science. I have no idea why I'm asking you this, but like I'm on a website and I'm going to a bank. Let's say I have a bank. I'm not saying that I do, but if I
If
did,
you had a bank,
if I had a
and
bank,
if you went to their website, if they had one,
yeah, right, exactly. Then I get that little lock on the browser. It's like a little padlock. It's like a lock. That means secure.
yes,
Because I gave a couple of bits to the bank. The bank gave me a couple bits, and that's how we decrypt that secure connection.
Yes.
There's like a billion routers between me and the bank when I'm given the little bits at the beginning. Can't they just snag the bits?
Possibly, especially
Okay.
if you're connected somewhere in, again, like a public environment. You don't know the router you're connecting to. It could be set up to intercept maliciously.
Fucking happened to me. Scotland.
If you had
What
a
happened?
VPN, you'd be set.
If I had a VPN, this is like one long
Did you turn it on?
Let me tell you about NordVPN. We're not there yet.
Longest segue ever. So I had this problem. I was in another country. We'll say which one. Scotland. And
Yes, thieves. You know, those Scottish.
we travel. You go to a hotel, right, Barb?
Sure do.
You don't know a bunch of people all over the world. Sometimes you just gotta stay in a hotel.
Usually do.
You get Wi-Fi. Do you have a laptop?
I do.
Okay, so your laptop connects to, let's say you stay at the Holiday Inn. So boom, you stay at the Holiday Inn. You go to another Holiday Inn, they probably name their network the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I was sitting there with my phone and I was doing something and I said, oh, I'm fucking connected to Wi-Fi. And I looked it up and I was connected to the Radisson Wi-Fi network.
Which was not the hotel
Which
you
was
were staying
right by,
at,
we were right in the center, like the most touristy part of Edinburgh. It was right by the castle. And I was like, oh, I'm connected to the Radisson, like 4 bars. Because my phone knew the network.
Yeah.
It saw the SSID and just said, oh, I'll get on this one. And it got on. And I was surfing without like logging in or anything. Then I look up on Google Maps. The closest Radisson is like a half a mile away. So what I was suspecting is somebody set up
Oh, yeah.
a router with an SSID that's commonly used by hotels. And then,
But why would it automatically connect you?
Because you've connected to a network named that in the past. Mm-hmm. I've thought about this.
so if you connect to the Holiday Inn on your many stays there,
Yeah.
and then you go somewhere else and someone sets up a router and says
called
Holiday Inn,
Holiday Inn.
same network SSID, the name of the Wi-Fi network.
I feel like
if I
go,
were,
oh, I know that one.
if I were a criminal, and if I were to do something like that, I would just name it Linksys
Yeah.
and leave it open.
Because most
yes.
people,
Or Netgear.
yeah.
Or whatever. Just like a super generic name that you know it's like,
I would name it Pretty Fly for a Wi-Fi.
well, you'd be a pretty bad criminal then.
I actually went somewhere.
Everyone would want to connect to that.
I actually
Well, no,
went
because
somewhere.
it's about not having them realize they're connecting.
I went somewhere where that was the network name, actually, Barb.
Pretty Fly for a Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, though.
Was it me who made that?
I don't know if it was wrong. I think, no, it was another company, and that was their guest network that they gave us.
I stopped myself short of bragging about my Wi-Fi names that I'm very proud of, but I'm not going to because then someone would find my house.
That's it, right?
Theoretically, if you were going to have a Wi-Fi, and if you were going to name it something funny, what would you name it?
I'd name it Planets from my favorite movie. That isn't Star Wars Empire Strikes Back.
Like Yavin?
Yeah, maybe.
What about Earth?
Oh, wait, that's a callback to...
Yeah, Blaine pronounced Yavin as Yavin.
Oh, yeah.
On
I
our news
still
feed.
get shit over that.
I bet you do, buddy.
It's just, it doesn't really matter to me because, I mean, what's another commonly mispronounced thing that...
Tuberca?
All right, well, here we go.
Yada,
Just
yada.
opened up that wound all over
United
again.
States of
Boba
America.
What? Who the fuck is...
Princess Leia. What?
Oh,
Do you say
whatever.
Han or Han?
Ha! See? There's another one. Han or Han.
Han.
Well, people in the movie, I think, some people even say hand. Doesn't
Yeah,
Lando
it's
say
Lando.
hand?
Han, old buddy, don't
Yeah.
let me down.
But his name's Han Solo.
Well, he even addressed it in the Solo movie. He's
Oh.
like, hey, Han. He said, call me Han. This is subtle.
I liked Solo.
Yeah, it's fine.
I liked it too.
It's fun.
It was good, right?
Also,
That's
side
pretty cool.
note, is our couch closer to the table than it normally is?
You guys are.
I feel like I'm looking at you more this
Yeah.
way.
You guys are closer.
Don't push
We're
back.
more in a line today.
Is that what you were looking at?
I'm probably okay.
No? Oh, damn.
It's fine. I just wanted to point it out because I felt the balance of my normal podcastness is off right now. I think that's why.
B Tornado in chat is asking if your phone's still named Batman's iPhone.
What's my name?
I name.
Oh,
Since we're friends, I get to call you Batman.
yeah, it is.
What accent is that?
Australian.
Because you missed your girlfriend, so you have the Australian one.
Oh,
Is that
It
like
just makes sure
infidelity? You're like replacing her with another Aussie?
no.
Answer the question.
No.
Answer the question.
It just reminds me of her, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. He likes the sound of an Australian female's voice.
Crikey.
It'd be funny if when you set like the dialect or the language options that if they started incorporating slang from those languages.
I think, yeah, they're pretty robust.
So
Do
she
they?
called me a
We had
wanker.
guests that came to stay with us, so I set their Alexa to Australian. They were from Australia. So I said it actually understands you better. Like, I would prefer to have one of my Alexas has an option, not all of them, but only one of them, like one model, has an option to have English Indian. So it's this Indian woman's voice.
Like
and I
an
just love it.
accent?
I love it for a computer voice. It just understands me about 50% less because I don't have an Indian accent.
Does it sound like the thing from Overwatch? Isn't there like a AI character?
I've never played Overwatch.
You've never played Overwatch.
I played one round of Overwatch. I played as Reaper.
Your button's off.
I played over a VPN. Nobody can get my info. So I played as
They
Reaper.
can't reap your info.
I went all the way through the match. It seemed fun. It seemed like a lot of mayhem. I got to the end. I saw the play of the game, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. That was cool. All right, I'm gonna play another one." And I was like, "I know where this is going," and I just put it down. I've done that with a few games in my life where it's like I can see what's about to happen to me,
See the
and I
addictiveness?
hit eject.
I think I did that with Destiny. I played the beta when it first came out, and then I was just like, I don't need this in my life. And then I haven't played it since. And even though like Destiny 2's, I think, good now, I don't know.
I'm confused. Why would like an Alexa understand you less if they're speaking a different accent, but then you're giving it instructions in just a regular American
I think it
accent?
assumes that that both parties are speaking in that accent, like it's a different, essentially, dialect
Yeah,
of English. So it's tuned for people to have that accent.
that makes sense.
You know,
To understand those inflections and stuff like that.
But I wish you could set it separately.
Yeah.
My host has an Indian accent, but I'm going to be speaking like gutter American accent, whatever this is. So that'd be nice.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Def-
You set the host, that also sets your accent, basically.
Default English accent, American.
Yes. Or I can just walk around my house faking an Indian accent, which would be super weird and racist.
That'd be like Short Circuit.
Oh my God, Fisher Stevens?
Yeah.
Man.
I get that reference. You get that reference?
No,
Yeah,
There's
me
that
neither.
funny moment in the first season.
Short
of Master-
Circuit? You never saw Short Circuit?
no.
Johnny Five? Is there anybody else?
Yeah, keep throwing names that I don't know back at me.
Oh yeah, Johnny.
The
Five.
robot that comes to life?
Ah, yeah, the robot comes
You never saw it either?
It's a kid's movie.
Nah.
You ever see The Three Stooges?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
well, shut the fuck up then. You weren't alive when they made
Well,
those
the
movies
Three
either,
Stoo-
motherfucker.
yeah.
There's a great moment in the first season of Master of None where they talk about that Fisher Stevens character, and I guess like one of them never realized that it was Fisher Stevens.
Oh, I thought it was an Indian dude?
Yeah, that was. And he's like, "What? No." They're like, "Yeah, it was Fisher Stevens."
Yeah.
That-
that
shit was rough.
It's a rough deal though too, because actors portray other people. Like they play different parts. Like Ben Kingsley played Gandhi and won an Oscar for it. I mean, this is 3
Yeah,
decades ago.
John Wayne played Genghis Khan.
Yeah, and all the Mexican dudes in like The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, the Sergio Leone movies.
Just Italian dudes.
Not all of them are, yeah, a lot of them are Italian dudes, there's white dudes.
Yeah,
You know?
really tanned Italian dudes.
But it's interesting now, it's like it's and I get it, but at the same time it does seem like it's like taking acting down a notch to say like only people who are the same race and gender as this character are allowed to play this
Well,
character.
why not?
Well-
I mean, it's about giving those actors an opportunity.
I totally get it. No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's like, but at the same time, I think what we're losing on the back end of that is like we're losing people to see performances where people really, really stretch.
I mean, if you could, I can see what you're saying, but you continue to draw the line. And it's like, hey, then why not let blackface be a thing?
Yeah. I mean,
That's a
or
good point.
you
Yeah,
could,
I mean, it's like
That's a good point.
that's a really slippery slope.
No,
You
it is,
start
it
to
is.
go down.
It's a good point.
you could
It's a good
just
point.
play it safe and cast Scarlett Johansson in the role
In everything.
in everything because that works out really well.
Yeah.
She was the major.
Didn't she get cast as a
transgender?
transgender character?
She dropped that role.
Okay.
I think after the backlash of Ghost in the Shell, and then everyone was like, "Not again, ScarJo." She just dropped it.
Yeah.
Speaking of trans, did you guys see the Bumblebee trailer? They put out a new one.
Hell yeah!
That was
Okay,
a segue.
I was
That
gonna
was
say,
a
what
segue.
the hell
That
are you
was a
on
segue.
Wait,
about?
what? How does that?
Transformers, Barb.
Transformers.
I was like, was there something revealed in the trailer? I hadn't seen it yet.
No,
I
no,
was
no.
like,
Sorry,
am I not
sorry.
caught up to date?
That was a Transformers joke. Sorry.
I did see it.
It's fucking great.
I like that the Transformers look like Transformers.
They got it
That's what
right,
you
Gus.
said.
They got it right.
Yeah, like I watched the first Michael Bay Transformers film in the theater. I was like, this is horrible. It's garbage. It's
Say
moving
theater?
piles of garbage.
Gus says theater.
Theater.
You know
Theater.
this? Yeah.
Theater.
Theater.
How do you say it?
Theater.
Theater?
You mean like the
Theater?
normal way everyone in like North America
Theater. You don't
says
say theater?
You want to know how I say
theater.
You say it.
Theater.
Theater?
Theater.
Theater.
Yeah, going to the movie theater.
Stop it.
You know what, Gus? I don't even go to theaters anymore. I sit at home and I watch GeoBlock content via my VPN.
On his home theater.
That's the only way that I get content these days. You want to go to the ad read now?
I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by NordVPN. It connects
stuff.
to the server closest to you automatically.
Don't
You
connect
have
to the
think about it.
Radisson.
Can you play video games over it?
Well, I don't really game on this thing.
Like Counter-Strike?
What?
Is that a weird segue to
I'm
another
sure you
topic?
can. I've never tried the game on my MacBook. No.
We're a little punchy. We're all back from Arctic London. We're kind of punchy. I didn't
We
notice
had
in the
early day today, too.
ad read there, it says has military level encryption.
Military grade.
Military grade, thank you. I think it's important, though, that they specify which military. Because not every military is like the best example of encryption, I wouldn't think.
Speaking of things that aren't the best,
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw this YouTube video the other day where this guy, I don't know how long it took him, but he just spent, the whole video was just him chronicling different airplanes he would get on the North Korean run state airline, Air Koryo.
Weren't you talking to me about this? They're
Yeah.
like old military
How many
planes.
views does this video have? Like 4?
It's
They're all gusts.
it's one of the only 1-star rated airlines in the world. I think
Oh my
they were
God.
not, until recently, they couldn't fly at all into Europe. I think they have one plane now that they're allowed to fly into Europe.
Yeah, it wouldn't look.
Because the safety level's so low?
Yeah, because it's like bad safety. It has 246,000 views.
Ah, that's not bad.
It's just him getting on North Korean airplanes?
Yeah, and then like
I'm in the
filming
wrong
from
business.
the inside. And like they're really weird Soviet era jets. It's like stuff you've never, like even if you've flown a lot, it's probably stuff you've never seen before.
Is the interior design nice, or does it still look like military?
It's very Spartan.
Okay.
Is that a-
That's a good
Spartan?
term. That's a
Yeah.
good word for it.
I don't know what that even
It
means.
just means very like bare bones.
Minimalist.
Like sparse?
Spartan.
I guess that's, yeah.
The bare necessities.
For some reason I was thinking like, Sparta!
Gus, you got
Yeah,
mad at me
exactly.
this morning when
Just
you found
out
out
of
that
sight.
I flew through
Like they didn't have any armor.
Aeroflute.
They said
I
they're bare
can't
chest.
believe you did that.
Minimal.
What's the big deal
Only
with
brought 300 people. Battle.
what is going on?
Sorry.
Barb's interrupting.
Oh, that's it?
It's me.
Oh, propellers, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you never been on a propeller plane?
It's been a bit. Not like one that went a great distance. We went
My career in telecom,
Where were
I had to
we?
fly so many prop planes.
when we went skydiving. We were on a prop plane.
Oh God, that plane! I'm shocked it was able to fly all 4 of us
yeah.
individually up there. When we went skydiving, it only had room for the pilot and then 2 people in the little body of the plane, and that's
Nope.
it.
2 people, that's it?
Yeah.
So you're the skydivers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Us and the person who was jumping out with
Attached
us.
to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like
Oh
that
no,
whole-
I think 3 people maybe because there's also a camera person with Chris.
When did they start that? Feels like that's a new development.
Skydiving?
No, that when they put the person on you, they connect you.
I think they've done that for a long time.
Tandem skydiving?
Yeah,
I
but
think
it
it's
feels
been a-
like it wasn't always that way.
Like Normandy? Yeah, they didn't have anyone connected to
No,
them. They just
back
fucking
in the airborne
jumped-
days, they
I
just,
think
yeah.
maybe like the depiction of skydiving within the media was just one person doing it. So maybe like tandem skydiving was not a
Yeah, you're
well-known
right.
thing.
I
There's the person
imagine-
at the door of the plane going, I can't do it.
can't.
Imagine some guy dying is what set it off.
What about that cord
What cord?
that connects you to the plane? It's got a cord.
What about that cord?
Oh, that's.
when you jump out, it like pulls your chute.
That's
You don't need the dude.
I think that's a military type thing.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to pull the chute right away after
You're supposed to
jumping
do it
out.
at a certain altitude.
Yeah, but they do that for thrills. You could just like fly the plane 6,000 feet and boom,
Boom,
use the cord.
ready to jump.
Do the cord.
The most terrifying thing about skydiving is
Cord's
actually
underrated. Look into it.
it was surprising to me. It wasn't like when you first like jump or anything or even like look out the window. The scariest part is when they open the door and you stick your feet out to put them on the railing and the wind takes your feet like, oh, and then you have to like push them to reset it on the thing because the wind is so strong.
Wow.
That to me was the most
Really?
jarring. Yeah.
I feel like dealing with the force of something else would help me. Just the thing that always gets me is just the sheer drop. It just makes my knees want to just stop.
How
You don't-
fast are you falling?
you don't
How
feel
fast
it.
do you fall?
Right now? Oh. I don't know. What's gravity's 4 meters per second squared? What's
I took
gravity?
a
9.86?
class because I bought myself a lesson after we went for the recap. I think it was like for my 25th or
Got
26th birthday. And they tell you all that stuff, but I forgot it already.
In a stable belly to earth position, terminal velocity is about 120 miles an hour.
What does terminal velocity mean?
I think that's like your peak velocity, like the maximum speed you're going to reach.
Why do so many people think? I get why they think it, but so many people believe that means the speed at which you're
You
going to
die.
die
Yeah.
when you hit the ground.
That's what it
It's
sounds
terminal.
like.
Yeah, and it's I just read too about just the difference in mass and your possible velocity. That's why like insects you can flick them out of your hand, which is essentially you're the size of a skyscraper to them, and they can land and they're fine.
Yeah.
Is that small animals are usually okay?
Yeah,
And people said that because it was a video of a raccoon climbing up the side of a hotel, and then the raccoon fell, and you're like, oh, I'm about to watch a raccoon splat. Raccoon bounces and just fucking runs off.
With cats
you know?
a lot too.
Yeah.
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 I remember, you remember when we were younger, there was that Ghostbusters animated series?
Yeah. Which one? There's 2.
The real Ghostbusters.
The one with the monkey?
No, the other one.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Uh,
I like that cartoon.
And then they had an explanation. Like in one episode, I remember they shrink really small to like the size of ants, and then they're on a windshield of a car, and the wipers like knock them off, and they fall and hit the ground. And they give the explanation you gave, like, oh, Egon says, like, we're smaller in size, we have less mass, so the fall doesn't affect us as much. I remember being a kid watching that, and being like, come on, I'm not that stupid. I'm a kid, but I know that's not the way it really works. But I guess that is the way it really
Smaller
works.
mass. Yeah, it's Egon, dude. How do you not trust Egon?
It's a cartoon, also.
He's the smartest scientist ever.
Yeah.
I don't like that Ant-Man for that reason.
I don't like that Ant-Man.
No, I don't, because
Did you not
Ant-Man's
like the
like
movie?
inconsistent. It's like sometimes he's big and or when he shrinks down, he can knock people over.
Oh, like his strength is.
Yeah, it's just like it's random.
The best
I don't like that Ant-Man.
debunking that I read about Ant-Man, or
Oh,
like
I nailed the constant for gravity, by the way. 9.8 meters per second squared.
you mumbled it totally
I
perfectly.
go back and listen to the mumble. I fucking nailed it.
Was the best criticism I saw that someone had about Ant-Man was they explained in the first movie that what happens is they just increase or decrease the amount of distance between his atoms to make him smaller or bigger,
I
right?
thought you were gonna say abs.
Okay.
And that he still has the same number of atoms, so he should still have the same number of mass, regardless if he's tiny or huge. So it doesn't make him like super strong or
They
anything.
explained that,
But
right?
in the big one though, when he falls over, he like lands on a plane and crushes it though, right?
Right,
So
You wouldn't crush a plane.
He would just be like, oh.
right. You would just like bounce off of it.
Yeah.
He'd also be like, yeah, super light when he gets bigger. It's not, the mass thing is they got to work it out. And then they put that fucking building on a dolly and they roll the building around with him.
Oh yeah, that totally breaks the
Yeah.
established. Yeah.
It's not. They're wildly inconsistent.
I haven't seen the second one, but the first one has some great comedic moments.
Second one's not
in
bad.
this cartoon superhero comic book movie. They are inconsistent with their science.
How dare they?
My favorite part in the first one is when they're playing on that little toy train tracks, and you just see from far away like the train fall over, like dink, dink.
Oh yeah.
But up
Yeah.
close, it's like all this massacre.
It's a pretty good gag.
Yeah, feel like they did a good job across two movies with all the scale jokes.
Yeah.
They did. They really did a decent job with that. Like I was wondering, even in the second one, how they could get big, get small. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, medium size.
Medium
which is
size.
pretty funny.
Medium size was funny. That was a funny little bit in the middle there.
Yeah,
But the first one was better. First one was, I think, more novel. So, what you do?
I finally saw Deadpool 2 on the flight back from London.
Were you
never-
here when I ruined that for the audience?
No.
Yeah, I don't think you were here. Carrie and I were talking about post-credit scenes.
What'd you say?
So I revealed a character that's in the movie, who, if you follow Marvel comics at all, probably you can figure out who it is. I figured it out who it was going to be.
Start with a C or a D?
Neither one, but that's okay. There's a guy they keep referring to who lives in the basement of the prison. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah.
There's a guy that's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Kind of a big spot.
So they said Carrie said at the time there's only one post-credit scene. I go, no, there's two post-credits Easter eggs. He goes, no, what? I said there's the mid-credits with
The time travel stuff?
with Deadpool, and then I said the thing at the end, which is the so-and-so song. And I was like, that's probably a spoiler that I just fucking said that. And the movie had just opened. So,
Oh, you said it on a podcast.
yeah, live.
Oh,
Yeah, someone
We cut-
in chat saying you spoiled it for them 2 hours before they saw it.
Oh, that's
my
the worst.
God.
Sorry, number 87.
That's why before a major movie that I want to see, I just tune all media, social media, and then I'll wear headphones into the movie theater.
Yeah.
You ever gotten something spoiled en route to the theater?
Didn't that happen to you or someone at Rooster Teeth where they were going to see Infinity War and they were walking into the Alamo and there's people also like when you see a movie with your friends, you talk about the movie outside the theater.
Yeah.
He said like they were walking into the theater and he heard like blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who
No,
hasn't
I get
seen
you.
Yeah,
it.
you have to have seen it.
said-
but The big plot thing that
All the people
happens-
die.
Yeah.
It's past at this point, yeah.
He's just
Right.
like,
There's memes about it. So I
something
think that
like
one's okay.
I think he heard
You're in
like,
clear.
oh, like I can't believe like everybody died,
Yeah.
and like he was walking into the theater.
Yeah.
I wear
Esther and I
headphones in.
intentionally wait till we get into our car. It's like we don't talk
Talk
about the
about
movie.
it?
Like we get up, we leave the theater, talk about whatever, then we get in the car, close the doors, like, all right, what'd you think?
Yeah.
And then it's like that's when we talk about it.
There was one time where I was coming down after seeing Star Wars 8, and I was talking to like a couple of friends who had also seen it in the same showing, and the guy that was at the bottom of the stairs of the Mueller Theater was screaming up at us, "Don't talk about the movie! Don't talk about it!" He was like screaming at us about
Why doesn't
spoilers.
he just
What
like
movie was
cover
it?
his ears and
Star Wars 8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he was,
Was
like
that-
screaming at people coming down the stairs.
Was it you?
What do you mean?
Were you there? Was it really you screaming at people to not?
No. No, it was
Spoilers.
no, it was the guy that was working the cash register.
It was Mark Hamill. He was
I
in
haven't
the-
seen it yet.
He was in the phase where he didn't like the movie still. Last Jedi, good or bad? Last Jedi.
That's fine.
Fine. The moment that I started separating, like, okay, these aren't the original trilogy and you need to just chill out with the expectations and comparing
Yeah.
them, then that they became
Well,
exponentially better.
Luke Skywalker's in it, so maybe you come in with some expectations.
I don't know. It's just like I was talking to somebody about it today. The only like sequel movie that was just like as good or better than the original in my mind was Blade Runner 2049.
Dude,
Still haven't seen that.
Movie's
Yeah,
good.
it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
really good. You should check it out. I just showed JD them in reverse, and he has no idea which one he likes better.
We showed him
We
2049
watched
first.
2049, and he was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And then we went and watched the director's cut of Blade Runner, which has no narration.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This movie's really slow." While we're watching it, and I was like, "Yeah, this is the one that doesn't have any narration. There's the one that has Harrison Ford talking."
But he's totally fucking phoning it in, the
He's totally
narration
phoning it in.
one.
Yeah,
Really?
yep.
Yeah, Harrison Ford came in, they like the execs or whatever.
Like nobody's gonna get this movie.
Yeah, they're like, we need to make it more noir. Bring in Harrison Ford, he'll do a voiceover narration, and Harrison Ford didn't want to do it, so he's like, I'm Deckard, I'm a Blade Runner.
I'm a
And he's
Blade
just like
Runner.
fucking
I think
doesn't
there's
care.
3 or 4 different versions of the first Blade Runner.
There's a lot.
And it's like
lot.
there's one that's really good.
Yeah.
And there's a couple that are like,
Is
not
the
that great.
director's cut the one with the unicorn, and it leads you to think that someone is a replicant heavily? I can't remember.
The unicorn is in that one. The origami unicorn.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're just gonna spoil Blade Runner. It's 30 years old at
This
this
is
point in
true.
time. Yeah, but that whole Deckard is a replicant like theory.
Mhm.
There's some people who just like that's one of the most important theories in like cinema history for some people. It's
Yeah.
I don't doesn't matter that much to me.
It doesn't, and they addressed it in the movie. I think they kind of like side addressed it because Deckard has a dog in 2049. He's like, is it a replicant? And he's like, I don't know, ask him. Like, and they just like didn't talk about whether Deckard was a.
So I haven't seen any of
But-
the Blade Runner movies.
Uh-huh.
Is that necessary to watch before the 2049
No,
one?
like you said, he showed JD 2049 and then the first
before.
one.
There's this.
It's really interesting because it's like they did a great job though of like it's almost like they hit the pause button 30 years ago and then just hit unpause because they maintained all the aesthetics. I've always said that people's version of the future, the vision they have for what the future is going to be like, is always based in the technology you have now. That's like in the 50s, whenever they talked about the future, it was all about how you were going to get your newspaper, and now, then turns out it doesn't matter,
Or,
because
Yeah.
you know,
The
that
milkman.
AT&T commercial. You're going to get a fax on the
Your
beach.
robot
Get a fax on
dog
the
will
beach.
collect your newspaper.
Exactly right. And or it'll teleport in. The newspaper will teleport into your house. And back then in the 80s, advertising TV, cars, flying cars, like those things were important. Like the technology of even a flat screen, no one could figure out our screens were going to get flat.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
I think you might
CRTs everywhere.
You might get more out of it if you watch the original movie first
Yeah.
and then 2049, just because there is a little bit of crossover.
Yeah.
But I think if you watch 2049 first, you're totally fine.
Okay, cool.
They're
Do that
both
tonight.
equally my favorite movie.
Wow.
They're just really good.
And you'll have about 20 minutes of that movie. You're like, Monty would love this.
Yeah.
You can tell there's especially like a scene towards the end that's like he loved that scene. He loved it, man. Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about one more thing about Deadpool 2 is since I finally saw it, I really liked the Domino character.
Great
Yes.
character.
Yeah.
The idea of
Zazie
a
Beetz.
character
I
who,
thought that was the coolest idea for a superhero.
yeah, it's all luck. And then I thought all of her fight sequences were really well done. Where it's not like,
Narrowly escaping everything. and-
right, just kind of like, yeah, just
I like
going with it.
I liked her character design too. Like how they incorporated the eye makeup as just part of her. I thought that was really cool.
I feel like that would be the
was-
most useful superhero power. Just good luck.
The fan base like freaked the hell out because I think Domino's originally white and she
Yep.
has a black marker under her eye, but then they flipped it and I thought she killed it in that role. I
Yeah.
think they're coming back. They're not going to do a Deadpool 3. I think they're going X-Force as a sequel.
And isn't she just got cast in another
Joker.
Oh, that in that film. Yeah,
That's
that's
looking
right.
pretty good,
With
dude.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yep.
Joking.
Leaf. I call him Leaf. I'm old school.
The only thing that I'm bummed about on that one, it does like look cool with all the photos and stuff like that, is just I know that Batman's not going to be in it, and I like Batman, so
Why isn't Batman?
because it's like a prequel for Joker.
Oh,
It's just all about Joker.
makes sense.
I will say this about the Joker is that it seems like there's probably 10 years or so, there's like a seminal performance. Like you're never going to beat this Joker, so don't try. Heath Ledger did an amazing one. But Jack Nicholson for years, nobody wanted to play Joker because he did such a fucking amazing job as Joker. But as kind of like a totally different character, He was almost like the Cesar Romero style
Yeah.
Joker. And so Joaquin Phoenix has very big shoes to fill. I never saw the Jared Leto one, so I can't comment on it. But
Heath Ledger. What about Heath Ledger?
yeah, I was saying Heath Ledger, after Jack Nicholson. And I remember when they cast Heath Ledger, people were like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cast that guy to play the
incredible.
Joker. He's gonna follow Jack Nicholson.
Did you see that?
Such an amazing performance.
David Ayer admitted he probably took the Joker too far with the damaged forehead tattoo.
Oh, really?
You think?
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Using Brand X.
It's very good. Joker's a weird character with me. He's a clown, right? And if you're going in like this is an evil clown, it's like this big super genius who wears clown makeup. It's if you're gonna suspend that disbelief, just go ahead and roll with the rest of it too. You know, it's
Yeah.
like the character on paper doesn't really work to me, but when I see the character on screen, I'm like, oh, this fucking guy's a lunatic.
Have you guys seen American Vandal season 2 yet?
No, man.
You haven't seen any of them, right? Not even
I
season
saw
one?
like the first 2 episodes of the first one.
Okay.
I started watching the first one.
Okay.
I haven't got.
I love
haven't caught up
mockumentaries
yet.
too.
I worry about you guys watching the second one because it's all about poop.
You worry about us?
I worry about their gag reflex, specifically
Oh.
Bernie and
Oh,
Gavin.
yeah.
So just as a fair warning, don't be eating anything of brown in color for the first couple episodes.
I think next up for me is Maniac. That's the next thing I'm gonna watch.
I hear people talking about that a lot.
Just watch Jack Ryan.
Is that good?
I loved it while I was watching it. When I was done, I was like, started to pick it apart in my head. I don't know why.
I read like all of those Jack Ryan, Tom Clancy books when I was like in middle school and high school. I'd be curious to see how that is.
What's the guy? Leaf Schreiber played him in Some of All Fears. I think we were talking about him at lunch.
Oh yeah,
He's the other guy he's like the military dude.
Yeah, that guy.
I don't know.
Salt.
Nope.
Well, no, he's gonna. I think that's what Michael B. Jordan got cast as in the Rainbow Six movie or whatever. Is this other character? He's in all the Clancy like Some of All Fears and all that stuff. I think Willem Dafoe played him in Clear and Present Danger. I don't know. I like the Ryan-verse. So you don't think Jack Ryan's?
Lost me entirely. No, like John Krasinski's great.
Yeah.
in it, you know, and just the character itself is kind of like, I don't know. It's like he's good at everything. Smart, fight. You know,
John Krasinski?
got everything. What did I say?
No, I'm just
Yeah,
asking. I can't
he's
not.
he's a good looking dude.
John.
Yeah,
Clark.
but like
Thank you, Clark.
he's not like a badass to me. John
I get
Krasinski
it.
as an actor.
Go
like
see him in that
Quiet Place.
11th Hour.
Or
Oh.
13th
Hour.
hour.
What is it?
Is,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it because he was in the
Is that
office?
Benghazi movie?
I think
Yeah.
it's a lot of it is because he was in The Office and the kind of character he played.
Yeah.
But just like I don't know his physique and the way he conducts himself, and especially like his face.
He's pretty ripped. He has kind of like a silly face.
I think it's more of the face that kind of makes
Yeah,
it hard to.
I think it's a lot left over from The Office. I think
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
so known for
Well,
that.
That show went on for fucking ever. That show was like 9 seasons.
I think so.
Yeah, it went a long time.
Something like that. 8 or
Still-
9.
It went like 2 seasons after
Still
Michael
really
Scott
funny.
left.
2 or 3.
That's fucking crazy. Remember Will Ferrell came in, then James Spader.
There's some pretty big names come in.
I know, fucking
Yeah.
Ultron.
And then
coming
Kathy
in.
Bates as well. She was
Yeah,
in and out for a
yeah.
while.
Didn't Idris Elba have an appearance?
He
on
was
there?
in one episode. Yeah.
I feel like everybody
one
just
or
kind of
two
like
episodes.
flew in. Yeah, to The Office.
What would be your dream?
He was a lawyer, I think.
What would be your dream television show to like have a guest appearance in? You already kind of were in
I was just about to say.
Always Sunny.
Game
Yeah.
of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
I'd want to be in Game of Thrones.
You get killed.
Are we in the same? Are we all owned by the same parent company now? Can we make
Yeah,
that happen?
HBO
Can I
is
be on
the
Game of
family.
Thrones? Put me on Game of Thrones.
That's not the way that works at all.
I want to be. I want to be a main character with lots of screen time.
Yeah.
With lots of lines.
What would yours be?
Write me in.
I mean, it's way over at this point, but my favorite sitcom growing up was Friends. So
yeah.
like to be in an episode of Friends would I would shit my pants.
I'd want to be in Westworld. And I just want to be a
Oh.
naked dude in the background.
Oh.
Yeah, and I could just go,
You could probably get that.
You
Just a standing still naked dude.
yeah.
Dude, we could start a campaign. Let's
Get
do one of
Blaine
those-
naked.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start one of those change.org things.
If
do it.
Squarespace was a sponsor this week, I'd say let's get getblainnaked.com.
Yeah,
Someone's probably buying that right now.
that probably already exists.
That's why I dropped the hint.
We should do a petition. For, like, see if we get it to
We
go
should do a petition.
global.
You're right.
Where we
You're right.
petition whoever's running the simulation that we all live in. Like, just at random, allow 10% of us to fly. That's it. That's the
Ooh.
petition. And if everybody signs it, would you sign the petition knowing there's a 90% chance that you wouldn't fly?
There's
and
no
some other
downside.
people would?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in a world where people are flying and you're not one of them.
I think. Well,
You can get lifts.
pricks.
Hey, I gotta go up to Round Rock. The traffic's really bad. Can you take me up there?
I can't lift you. What am I gonna do?
I know. All of a sudden, you get super strength with your flight.
Like no, I'll be
Throw a
piggyback.
saddle on my back.
I'll just like ride on your back.
I would fly you Only if we rehearse the whole like Superman and Lois Lane scene from the.
I thought you were going to say Aladdin.
No.
Like we have to sing a whole new world the whole time.
The one where Lois Lane starts singing doing poetry while she's flying with Superman. She's like, okay.
I don't
No
know.
singing.
He does the thing though where he just holds your hand like this.
Yeah.
And she can fly as well.
Yeah.
Well, he's just super fucking strong, I guess. I don't know.
But she would
What
have to
is
be
he
able to hold
doing?
herself out with
Hey,
one arm.
She's just really strong.
She's a fucking ring gymnast. What is she doing?
Holding
She's
on to
got
his
crazy
forearm.
shoulder strength.
Well, it's the same way planes could fly, right? She's
But
holding
she
her
doesn't
arms
have
out,
wings.
so-
She has arms.
What are wings, essentially, right?
What if you jump off a building, you can hold your arms out
They're
and you're
just-
gonna fly?
They're just plane arms.
All humans are gliders. You just have to try hard. You have to hold your arms out straight enough.
Like, Barb, if you stepped off the stage and I just held my hand out, you couldn't hold
We'd
yourself
both fly.
out. You couldn't hold yourself out with one arm. It'd be fucking impossible.
Yeah, but they're in the air. The wind currents are going everywhere. It's a fucking, science.
It's all science. Superman 2 Superman 2 gets a lot of credit for being the best one in that series because they had the people from the Phantom Zone, General Zod.
Oh, right, yeah.
Terrence
before
Stamp
Zod.
played General Zod. And I don't know, the end of that movie gets really fucking weird with Superman's powers. Like he pulls the S off his chest. Do you remember
Oh,
this?
and he throws it
like a big net.
Yeah.
And then
Is that
he
the one
starts
where
he starts making duplicates of himself. Like all of a sudden, all these Superman powers just come out of fucking nowhere.
Is that the one where he stops or he reverses time?
That's the first one.
That's
Well,
great because if you think of the implications of Superman stopping Earth for a moment and then spinning it backwards, wouldn't we all die?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, stop the Earth. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
We'd all go flying off in a direction.
I read it. There was a really in-depth question on Reddit. The question wasn't in depth. The question was stupid, but the answer was in depth. And it was like, if the Earth stopped, will we all fly off into space? And the
Stop
the
rotating.
person like literally broke down what is escape velocity and what would it take to actually leave the Earth's gravity
Yeah.
and the force that you have and everything. Is like no fucking way.
It takes a lot to
You're
leave
not
Earth's
going
gravity.
into space. You're gonna go flying, but you're not gonna go into space. You might go like in a big arc and then come back down and hit the Earth from like 10,000 feet or something like that, but you're not making it out.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of force or acceleration you need in order to escape Earth's gravity.
You know what else I heard, which I don't know why I had never heard this before, that getting something to the sun is ridiculously
I
difficult.
read that recently too.
Like I would think you just like push it in the direction of the sun and the sun will do the rest.
Does it just push
it
everything
sucks it
away?
in. But nope, the rotational and the gravity well around the sun, it makes it super hard to get to the sun from launching it from Earth.
How do we change the light bulb though?
What's that? Inside the sun?
What's the movie? Is it Bright or Sun? I can't remember. The one where-
Sunshine.
Solaris?
Sunshine, yeah.
No, I think it's Sunshine, where they have to go restart the sun.
I like sci-fi movies like that. I wish they made more like that.
You try turning it on and turning it off and turning it on again.
Like the
Click,
one where they
click,
drill
click,
down
click,
because
click.
the core, where the Earth's gonna stop because the core stopped. They drill to the core and they gotta start it back up
They
with
get
a
down
bomb.
there and they go,
They just put a bomb in the middle of the Earth and that fixes everything.
Yeah.
I just pour some gasoline on it. It'll start it back up.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Remember the core? Have you seen the core?
No, I never saw
like
it. I
the-
remember it, but I never saw it.
Core of the Earth just says, I'm done. I'm stopping.
I was looking into is it antipode or something?
Yeah,
It's basically polar opposites
Yeah.
of the Earth.
Yeah.
Would it be cool or like have any significance to you at all if you were on the exact opposite end of the world from somebody that you knew and like doing something simultaneous, like jumping up at the same time, like if you're on the phone?
Somebody's already done the best example of this.
What's that?
They both got a piece of bread and put it on the ground, so they
Yeah.
made an Earth sandwich. And it's like, I don't know what you could do that would be better than that. You have a Earth
Put some
sandwich.
cheese on, make an earth and cheese sandwich.
Do you think that's
you
the
had a slice of
biggest?
cheese.
little pickle.
Is that the biggest sandwich ever made?
That would have to be.
That'd have to be the biggest sandwich ever made.
Biggest sandwich on the whole
Explain.
Earth.
What if you
did
could
that?
sandwich the whole
Yeah,
universe?
right? Gus?
Yeah,
That's
I heard of
right.
that, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, someone already did it. And
Yeah.
better.
That just
Yeah.
reminds me of that scene from Hell's Kitchen where Chef Ramsay puts 2 pieces of bread on someone's head and has them call themselves an idiot sandwich.
That's just got to be partially scripted, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I
There's no way that she would have come up with that like on the spot.
Like, got what he was going
Yeah,
for.
what are you? I'm an idiot sandwich.
There's a cool video with.
Oh, is Frank made the earth sandwich?
such a cool.
Say Frank did that?
Yeah, that's what Gamer314 in chat is saying.
Get the fuck out of here. Say Frank, who is famous for being like one of the first viral stars on the internet, did stuff, and now he's like the guy behind everything at BuzzFeed. Say Frank's been around for fucking ever. We met him for the first time at the Machinima Festival in 2003. They had an entry. I don't know if you were at that one.
I was not.
It was the first event that we did at the Lincoln Center, which is when they invited us back to do the big event for when they debuted season 2 at Lincoln Center. But they had a Machinima night because it was like this new art form that people were talking about. And Zay Frank made one with Paul Marino. He made a thing. So he's touched a little bit of everything, man.
Back when Machinima was art.
I'm a big fan of Zay Frank. He had this thing called The Show.
Sounds familiar.
It's called The Show. It was a vlog, like a show. And it had every day for a year, he did this thing. And then he had a really cool business model that he kind of discovered like 3 months before the end, where he didn't have ads on it, but people could just buy what they called candy. And they were like little rubber ducks.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
and they would be below the video frame. And then when you moused over it, it had a little message. So you could buy a message. But they were kind of like ads that any person could buy. And it was really cool. I thought it was a really cool business model. And man, you get to like the last 15, 20 videos as it was like winding down.
Bunch of candies.
Dude, so many of those ducks. So freaking many of those ducks. That and the $1 million homepage kid. Smartest
$1 million
guy ever.
homepage.
Smartest kid ever. Fucker.
$1 million homepage.
He had a homepage which was...
It's still up.
Is it? It has to be, right? That's part of the deal. It had like so many pixels. Like it was...
It had 1 million.
Had 1 million pixels.
Yeah.
And you could buy a pixel on the $1 million homepage for $1. That was the whole premise.
Wow.
That's fucking
And
brilliant.
did
Yeah.
he make
Oh, yeah.
$1 million?
There it is.
Yeah.
He made $1 million. He sold.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it is.
There's, yeah.
So then people are buying like multiple pixels
Some of these were
to make
significant.
images.
Some of these were like, look at that red one with the green and the blue and yellow
Yeah.
squares. That's like...
It's for websites.
Few thousand, probably.
Yeah, there's like probably like golden casinos in there. Yep, up on the top left.
How many of those are just random pixels? I wonder.
Why has no one else done this?
I think other people have tried to do it since then.
Why haven't we tried to do it?
And you could link it if you got up to... If you got a certain amount of square footage, then you could also put a link.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good, brilliant idea.
It's like a living
He was a
billboard.
young kid too. I think he did it to pay for college.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know what college cost $1 million.
Well, now
mean,
he has that.
College you don't have to go to.
Exactly right. I could go to the college of fuck you. I'm not going. I got $1 million.
Yep.
That's what I would do.
I remember I was setting up a bank account for my college tuition, like in college stuff, like the student loans that I was going to be getting. And I came in and then the guy was like, yeah, I just had a client just before you who won the lottery. And I was like, cool. Thanks for letting me
Oh
know
my
that.
God.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, he
Thanks for
was,
making me feel shitty.
yeah,
about
he was
my
like, yeah, his college is
situation.
completely paid for. So anything, anyways,
He won
So
the
you're going to be
lottery?
madly in debt.
Did you see that story that Rice University is making offering free university now?
How? Why?
To who?
To middle income students.
Yes.
What is
What
that?
is middle
They
income?
were very broad in the definition. Let me look it up real fast. University.
Broad in a way that it's like a lot of people
can
can
qualify for it.
So middle
That's cool.
and low income or just middle
Oh,
income?
I'm
Low
sure it
income
was
as well.
Okay.
Part of my reaction was like, oh, that's bullshit. And then the other half's like, no, like we should do that because
So-
no one should be subjected to
Families that earn less
Yeah.
than $130,000 a year.
That's middle income? 130K?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Family.
So families that earn $130,000 or less, students with families income of $65,000 or less will receive free tuition plus grants covering the full cost of room, board, and fees.
Damn.
That's two people making 70K a year. 65K a year each.
Yeah.
That's starting fall 2019.
And that's middle.
Good for them. That's
middle.
awesome.
So I tweeted about it like last week or whenever
I guess
they
it's the
announced
top
it,
of middle, though.
and I had
Scared the shit out of
I
me.
had a couple of replies that were just infuriating. One was, as long as the government doesn't have to pay for it, and then the other one was, what was the other reply? There's another reply that really missed the mark on it. Shit, I got to think of what was it?
Can you just look it up?
I'll look it up. But it's just like people like, even when it's something like free college. Oh no, the other reply was, it's not actually free. It's covered by grants.
I hate that.
It's like,
Semantics.
What do you want?
It's
Like,
still- yeah.
someone's going to go to college and not have to pay for
Where
it.
do you want to go with
Yeah.
this?
Someone who might not have
Where
been
do you
able to
wanna
go to
go?
college before now gets to go to college.
Yeah, it's like
because of
it's
it.
super admirable, and I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
fucking
great.
awesome.
I've been noticing a lot of my friends have been doing this, and I had like data limitations because I was traveling. I got off Twitter for a bit, and it was real nice.
I have
Yeah.
had trouble posting on Twitter lately. I just don't. I'm like down to like once every 7 days at this point.
There's like a bunch of fucking assholes on Twitter.
There's a bunch of fucking assholes on Twitter.
I think also in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
And Twitter
on the
just,
internet. A lot of
just
people on the
highlights a
internet.
lot of
A lot of assholes on the
negativity.
Anonymity really helps with that. It's like I definitely see the people who are like, no real name, no real photo, who
no
like,
picture.
I want to, I'm going to fight you online. Like I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
There really is something to do. As something gets more popular, it reaches like a certain critical mass, and then it's just like everybody gets on board, and then it's like, oh, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You know, it's Reddit was like that too. I feel like, you know, it was like this kind of like thing that took over for Dig, and Dig was kind of this niche thing, and now it's just kind of like the forum for the entire internet. Even on the front page of Reddit, it calls itself the front page of the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fucking very arrogant title to call your own company the front page of the internet. Fuck you, $1 million homepage. That's the page of the internet. But yeah, but now it's just like I read Reddit threads, and it's I sometimes can't even make sense of what fucking people are trying to say, you know?
Yeah.
And they get fucking really mad at each other and argue semantics, and it's just it's too much.
I've been switching over to Instagram because you can like delete comments, which is nice. So if you have an asshole in there, you can just boop.
Oh, you can delete somebody's response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're acknowledging them.
Well, and then block them.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just be like, well, I don't. Yeah.
What do they say? What do you get? What's the asshole comment again?
For me, it might differ for other people, but I don't know. It's just like any shitty thing about my body or something like that. I'll just be like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so fucking tired of. No, I'm not even gonna say it. Never mind, because then it's just gonna invite a whole bunch of people.
You know, reap the whirlwind, right?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
It's almost like if people know what bothers you, they'll.
oh yeah, definitely.
at that.
Don't ever let that out.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but I'm just tired. It's like I give my opinion. I feel like I can get fairly opinionated. I give my opinion, but it's like, you know my name, you know my face, and like
Yeah.
people will come after me like anonymously. You know, it's like, yeah, you can say your opinion all you want, but if you're not going to put up, you know, you're not going to put your face on it. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stand
Get
by
that.
what I say on the internet. You know, like you know who is saying it.
Yeah.
It's not a faceless egg or whatever the fuck the default profile avatar is now.
Well, maybe you come out from behind that cushy VPN you've got going on.
You're not stealing my ones and zeros.
Then maybe we'll see how brave you are for the protection of your VPN.
There was so talking about rice when we think about Houston.
Let's think about food.
I saw a
There's some
crazy
pizza over
headline over the weekend where I guess the first robot sex brothel in the United States is opening up in Houston.
That's game changer.
Sweet.
That's game changer.
I suspected it would have been in Vegas, if anybody.
Wait, sex robot brothel. Yeah,
So what is that? What's a sex robot?
it's a robot
What?
you can fuck.
So,
But is it like a real doll kind of
I think
situation?
it's like
or
a
like
real doll kind of
more
thing.
like just
Apparently, there's
pits of metal.
They say there's versions with AI
You
that
don't
can
want that.
like respond to you.
You don't want that.
question:
Yeah.
if it was you are christening this sex bot with your champagne bottle of cum, it is the first time that this thing will have had contact with a penis. Do you have sex with it?
That sounds like a question we should ask the audience.
Oh, do we have?
oh god,
we
this
got
is
that
gonna
thing
get
back?
really weird.
If you
Would you have sex with a robot?
would you have sex with a robot? Go to roosterteeth.com/play.
An unintelligent,
To
an
answer.
unintelligent robot, a machine.
Because like
Right.
I get into this talk. I think it was along at like Westworld. Is
Yeah.
that cheating?
What's the robot?
Yeah, this is like
What's the robot icon?
I mean, I don't have sex with that robot.
I'm just glad they didn't use Gork.
Yeah. Gore could have been a good
Lots
choice.
of
A
no's.
lot of no's.
I think
Two-thirds
I
of
would
people say
do it.
no.
I think I would do it.
Oh my god, the yeses are catching up.
Yeah, but most of these people wouldn't have sex with a human either. So it's just like they might be going with track record.
Humans are gross.
I'm an incel robot.
What?
Oh, it's tight.
Name a fictional robot that you would have sex with.
Oh, what's the maid from Jetsons?
Rosie,
Rosie.
you know, I
Quick.
not to get off think here, but I watched the Forbidden Planet. The Forbidden
The
Planet.
one with, yeah.
The new one they made for Netflix.
Oh, Lost in Space? Is that
Lost
your
in
Forbidden
Space.
Planet? Okay,
Lost
yeah.
in Space. This was the confusion I have. I didn't know the Lost in Space robot. I thought that was Robbie the robot.
Danger
Robbie the
Will
robot's a totally
Robinson.
different robot.
Yeah.
I had two iconic robots confused as
I think
one.
that's common.
Is it?
Yeah, I
Good.
think a lot of people have that.
You know who I would have sex
Like
with?
Danger Will Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was what Robbie the robot said.
From Interstellar? Tars. Just a
Dude.
big...
Oh, Tars is dope.
Sexy ass voice too.
Yeah.
You could turn this comedy up.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
What are we at?
61%.
Yeah, I would do it.
I'd fuck a Terminator. They're always
There's a
like,
lot going
ripped
on
and
here, though.
In good shape.
What? How so?
Well, it's a robot and it's a brothel. So you got to like cross the line of would you have sex
In a brothel.
with a robot?
Rob?
With a robot. And also, would you pay for sex? Those are two distinct issues. I
How
think.
successful do you think these things are going to be? Because like you're not.
It's sex
cheating.
for money. It's going to be very successful.
Yeah.
How successful are drugs for money going to be?
All right, I
Pretty
think
good.
we can close the poll.
So
Case
do
closed.
Thanks for voting, everyone.
Do
Thanks for
they-
voting, fucking sickos.
Wow.
You're now being tracked by the FBI. You'll be
Hope you
visited
did that on a VPN, you
hope,
fucks.
hope you were protecting
So is
your
there-
data so nobody knows whether or not you'd fuck a robot.
Is there
you
someone
pervert.
at this brothel?
We turned on you.
Is there someone at this brothel whose job is to clean the robot?
There's got to be, right?
They're done.
Unless
The robots clean themselves.
They don't.
I mean, they could. I bet they'll have some sort of lining that changes out, so they have like a new lining,
Like shedding skin.
and then they have to like disinfect.
Guys, there's
its
sex
boobs
dolls
and stuff.
now.
Yeah, but you're sharing this one.
Oh, I mean, probably the bit, right? The bit you use, you can just
Which,
change it out.
I mean, probably all the bits that you use.
I bet when you're like walking out of the
Yeah.
room, it's like thank you, and it's just like it's just excreting everything it just gained from the encounter. Oh god.
I feel like
Their website's not loading. I can't
like-
look up more information.
I feel like male sex bots are easier to design than female sex bots, but I feel like female sex bots are higher in demand.
I feel like it's probably easier to use a female sex bot.
Is easier to use one?
Yeah.
It's a little more dangerous with the male one. Might get like a jackhammer.
Yeah. Because then it's like you have to like place it inside you first and then be like, all right, go.
To like slowly ramp it up,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That does sound a little scary.
I think, I mean, it's like a step up from a vibrator, though. I mean, right? I mean, people have been using machines for sex for a long time.
Is it just the like genitals that it's doing, or can you like have like modes where it's like
Like,
What?
yeah.
What are you doing?
it's
Do we need to get Alana on here?
There you go. Wonder what a robot tongue would be made out of.
I don't know.
They have like
Polymers.
They have those what's it called? What's it called? The
Sil-
fleshlights.
Oh, silicone?
Yeah, they have mouth fleshlights. They have like a silicone tongue in it. So
Oh, do you
I
think
think
you'll be
so.
able to like fuck the
I
Hall
feel
of
like I've seen that
Presidents
before.
someday?
Oh, God.
Fuck what?
The Hall of Presidents, you know, like the Disney robots. Do you think that they'll make them like that good? Or they're like,
Are those good?
They're not very good. What the hell are you talking about?
the Hall
They're
of
like shitty
Presidents?
robots.
No, they're all right.
well,
looking.
they have
from a
some-
distance.
They have those mask
You don't
companies
fuck from
now.
a distance, dude. You get right up on that.
Maybe not for you. I don't know.
You see these icons,
Oh,
Barb?
baby. What?
These like super realistic masks.
Yeah.
They have like the
I've seen some Trump ones.
yeah, the Trump. There's a Putin and there's a
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong, yeah.
Yeah, and they all hang.
Yeah,
out
and they
together.
look scarily realistic.
And without even ever having to change their expression, you know,
Yeah.
because they're masks, but they look very realistic.
They do some with babies as well.
I've seen those.
The baby one, yeah, I've seen that too.
By the way, in my 3 hours visiting the Moscow airport, as soon as I walked in the first gift shop, Russian nesting dolls of Trump and like Baron Trump and
Oh
all
my
this.
gosh.
It was pretty funny.
Really?
buy
They like Trump
anything?
over there?
Yeah, they embrace like all the Soviet Union stuff. They had a bunch of like hammer and sickle. Even Aeroflot had
Why
How
would
them.
that
long
be
were you in
weird?
the airport there?
I was like
Why would that be
3.5,
weird?
4 hours somewhere around there. Didn't connect to the Wi-Fi.
Why would it be weird to have a hammer and sickle when you're in Russia?
Well, it just surprised me, and I guess like the best I can equate it to, like in America, would be like the Confederate flag, because it was like a remnant of the old days, maybe.
Which I would say a lot of people would you be shocked to see the Confederate flag? Whether or not you agree with it, it wouldn't be shocking for you to see it somewhere.
I mean,
right?
the South, like this day and age, a little bit more. I
Little
think
more.
it's more surprising to see it, but yeah, back in
It's
the
not
day, I used to see
courthouses
it
and
all the
stuff.
time.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked that that flag gets flown. It was like an insurrection movement against the government we live in now.
Yeah. It's
Like
just-
like all other politics aside, just looking at it from a war perspective, it's a enemy combatant we fought against. Who even it was our own people, but it's an uprising that got quashed.
it is, yeah. Civil wars are also kind of weird too because you got to all live together. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like we want to be our own country. It's like no, all right. Then now we're in the same country and we all hate each other. So I think there's a lot of like placating and compromising that takes place.
Yeah, but for like 150 years.
I know it's a long time. It just gets then it becomes institutional, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So can't talk today. I'm slurring. Maybe I had a
Talk.
stroke.
We had an
Please
early
don't.
start
Fuck too
today,
many rabbits.
Yeah, we started at 8 a.m. today.
like a normal, like
Yeah.
a real job.
Dude,
Yeah.
I am so fucking
12-hour days, long day.
It's a long day.
jet lagged though that I'm like totally working it to my advantage. I woke up at like 6 a.m.
I've been
this
waking
morning.
up early, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I hope I can keep this
Yeah.
early
Do it.
morning thing.
Do it.
Like working out in the morning, I have the whole rest of the day to go watch
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli movies or whatever.
It's
What do
pretty
you know-
awesome.
Is that right?
No, just like this weekend, because Trevor and I also got back from London on Thursday afternoon. And like we've been waking up naturally at like 7:30, 8 a.m.
It's great.
every day.
Feel
Which I know
very
is like
productive.
very average, but to like, especially on the weekend, it's not typical. But it feels good because then you feel so productive and like you get a lot done. early in the morning and then have the afternoon to do more shit.
I realized
I
Life
text
changing.
Gavin on Saturday mornings because Meg's asleep and Ash is asleep. So I know Gavin's awake
Yeah.
like at 9 in the morning.
Gavin's
So I'm like,
early starter.
Oh yeah, yep.
Well, I don't think he's that early.
It's not so much that he's
pretty
early;
average.
it's that Meg and Ashley sleep late
Late.
on the weekends. Yeah.
I can't sleep late anymore. I just feel like it's such a waste.
Did you see Totoro's getting re-released to the theater for 30th anniversary?
Is that the big rabbit with
about
the
Yes,
brown thing?
It is the big rabbit with the brown thing.
He's the Ghibli logo. No, but I do have a box of Blu-rays. I went to the Ghibli Museum while I was in Japan, and like instantly on the spot, bought all the Blu-rays. On
Was that your first time in Japan?
Yes,
How was it?
it was really fun. I don't want to talk too much about it because I feel like I've been talking everybody's ear off about it.
Kept Pokemon?
I did. We actually we went to the Pokemon centers, had a really fun interaction. There
What
was
the fuck is
this-
that? Like, is that like a?
It's like a Disney store but for Pokemon. There's just like nonstop Pokemon merch. But I was walking out and this guy spotted me and he's like, "Oh, American?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Do you want to trade?" And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" And we started trading exclusive, like region exclusives.
Are
And
there more than Farfetch'd?
They have Farfetch'd and I think like some bug Pokemon that's music related. But he was like, he wanted Tauros and
Yeah.
he wanted
Mr. Mime?
no, but
kangaroo one?
I caught a Mr. Mime in Russia. That was the only thing that
I caught a Mr. Mime. We were in London.
Yeah.
That thing is fucking creepy, dude.
It's also hard to find. I didn't see any when I was in England.
Yeah?
But it was a really cool moment though. This guy and I like didn't even speak the same language, never met each other. We're bonding over this stupid app.
How could he tell you weren't from Japan?
I don't know. I wonder how.
That
should-
must have been an amazing trip, by the way.
Yeah, it was a
You
lot
haven't
of fun.
talked the audience's ear off about it.
Yeah, just my friends. I did.
I'm just trying to encourage you to talk about it. dude.
Okay. I
You go
well.
to like a hot spring?
Yeah. I went in Hakone. That was a lot of fun.
You said that so aggressively.
Just trying to get in there.
Good hot spring. Hot
spring?
my
Well, did he?
My favorite story that I did while I was there, it's related to Gus. I did like the most video game side quest thing imaginable.
Oh, is that your fucking robot?
No, not quite. So Gus told me I was like out for it was like drinks when we were doing the rap party for your vlog, Forever Go Bernie, and I was talking to Esther and Gus was telling me about this phone booth in Japan that I think you had your first phone call with Esther on it, and you like even
What?
said that like he apparently they had some. God, I can't remember the story. Like you had just moved there.
What is that?
Yeah, that's the payphone in Tokyo.
So
Oh.
So
that was obviously I revisited it years later. This
Okay,
photo.
so that's not you in the moment.
No,
no.
that's me
So
recently.
Esther and Gus went back to that same spot to see if the phone booth
You
was
look
there.
like you're listening to voicemail there.
It does.
and
It's like lack of emotion. Sorry, go ahead.
no, that's all right. So while I was there, I texted Gus and I was like, "Hey, where was this phone booth?" And like text me a picture of it. So then when I went there, I like went to this hotel just to find it, and I found the same.
Oh,
phone
that's
booth.
awesome.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
That's great.
and I sent the photos to Gus, just like he didn't ask for them, but I was like, "Hey, here you go, bud."
It's just so weird. Like years
call
later
Esther?
to revisit that space.
Yeah.
Did you call Esther?
I didn't call Esther.
Have you ever called Esther before?
No.
So it would have been your first phone call to Esther.
What?
Why not make it international and pay like $5 a minute?
I just made your story worse. Sorry about that.
I gotta go back.
Now you gotta go back and call Esther. Everyone should go to that phone and call Esther for the first time. I don't think I've ever spoken to Esther on the phone. I don't know how that would have happened.
Well, I wrote her phone number on the bottom of it, so if anybody wants to,
Yeah, people could just go to that one.
it's cool.
Just gotta go. Just find the green phone in Tokyo.
Did you try to find a gym when you were in Japan that you had to like take a bus? to get
Pokemon
to or
gym?
something? No, like
an actual gym.
gym.
Yeah, they're really strict about it. They want you to bring like outside shoes. They don't like tattoos.
No
and all this
tattoos,
stuff.
man.
But yeah, I found a Gold's Gym that was like downtown.
Do you have tattoos?
Downtown Tokyo?
Yeah, is Tokyo? Wait, what do you mean?
Like, what do you mean downtown? That's a weird.
Yeah, I guess downtown Tokyo. It was like right next to Tokyo Station. Is that not considered downtown?
I don't know. I've just never heard anyone refer to
It's a
a
city,
part
right?
of Tokyo
What
as
is it?
downtown.
But it's
I get what you're
I
saying.
understand what you're saying.
But
Yeah.
it's tall
It's hard
buildings.
to
Downtown.
quantify
It's like
what
when you're
downtown is.
Downtown Tokyo.
Oh shit. Well, anyways, I found a Gold's Gym there and it worked out. And I left them a good Yelp review because they were very nice.
Did you?
Nice.
In English?
Yeah, because that's
Okay.
how I found it. Some other guy was like, "Hey, if you're foreign and you need a place to work out, here's the one." I was like,
I imagine it would be really nice working out at a gym in Japan. Everyone is probably very polite.
they were. I was also the
and-
biggest guy there, which made me feel real good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I stayed at the. I stayed at the hotel. Gavin and I had a layover of one night, so we got a room together at
Ooh,
the
romantic.
Sexy.
Nice. We got at the hotel from Lost in Translation, the Bill Murray Scarlett Johansson movie.
Yeah.
And
Park Hyatt.
Is that in downtown?
Super. It's downtown, right in the middle of downtown. Super nice hotel. So much so that it was like the level of service was off-putting. We've talked about it before. Like we'd walk down the hallways and everyone would stop working. Like the housekeeping staff would stop and they would wait.
watch you?
Yeah. And they would know where they would bow.
yeah.
They would stop what they were doing as you walk by. You're like, please continue. And then in the gym, like while I'm on the treadmill, someone was wiping down the treadmill. Like if I sweat a little bit and drops, and I'm like, please.
Were they wiping your footsteps on the?
Yeah,
on
I was
the
like, please,
mat
no,
behind
please,
you?
I can handle this. I'll wipe it down. I'll wipe down the equipment when I'm done.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so self-conscious about like one drop of sweat hits the part of the treadmill that's not the moving track. It's like right on the side. And suddenly someone's there and they're wiping, and I'm like, oh my gosh, please, you're killing me.
That's a lot of pressure because they're just watching you work out.
A little bit. But I didn't have any impression of that until that moment happened, you
Yeah.
know? And all of a sudden, they're just there.
We actually ran into a bunch of Rooster Teeth people who are out there, and it was great because they were like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? But my favorite interaction was we went to, I think it was like Super Potato or something. It was like this big toy store.
God, I want a super potato now.
And they have like multiple
Sounds
floors.
delicious.
And you know, like, oh, this is the retro one. This is the model kits floor. This is like the action figures floor. They had a like just sex figures, just like porn and like big boobied anime girl
That's cultural, though.
thing.
Nice.
And we ran into a Rooster Teeth fan there, and we were all like, hey.
Yeah, but that's just, I mean, that's cultural. Like, it's weird where people draw lines,
Yeah.
you know?
It was, it was the funniest interaction I think I've ever had with a community member because we're all just like, eh, porn.
And it's just like, well, I mean, they were there too, right? So
Yeah.
It's like you guys are all sharing this moment together. Like,
Did you share recommendations?
For sex porn toys.
Yeah, sex porn toys.
Yeah,
sex porn toys.
a lot of them.
Yeah, that's our hang up. That's not theirs. Or that's like
No, yeah. It's just different, though. Like, they blur pubic hair, right? What is it?
crotches,
The crotch
Crotches,
area.
period?
Yeah.
They blur it even in porn.
Yeah.
Even in full-on porn.
which is
they
why
pixelate.
hentai, like tentacle stuff, exists.
Oh,
it's a
is that what it is?
workaround.
Yeah, gets around that.
So,
Is
but
that what
then did
hentai
they
means? Is
still-
tentacles specifically?
No, hentai I think is just
it's more broad. But
I gotta watch
Japanese
that. I've never seen that.
animation.
Never seen that.
You guys want to watch one right now? Like after the podcast
Yeah.
is done?
Yeah, let's
do it.
pop one on, and then we'll pop
one off.
one off.
Nice.
Let's get a sex robot in here.
Oh yes, baby.
Have you
Can you
ever
get like a
it.
tentacle attachment on them? Like it doesn't have to necessarily be human, right? Like at that point, you can just go like whatever you want once you have like a robot.
I would absolutely fuck a robot, by the way.
I feel like
don't think I
fucking a
made that clear before.
Tentacle would be so.
I would absolutely fuck a robot.
be so
Why not?
pointy.
what would you do to it?
With consent.
Okay.
So if you're like,
Yeah, smart
hey,
birdie.
robot
Listen,
lady
I'm a big believer that artificial intelligence, once it comes around, it's like that'll be an issue. That'll be a thing.
with
Might seem
consent.
kind of weird for us to talk about it now, but absolutely will. be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think that'll be like the next big civil rights movements? Is robots?
No, I've got a lot of stuff between.
I think we
now
need to
and
fix
then.
human stuff
Yeah,
first.
Not true.
You know, it just seems it's crazy to me
Clones?
that like every group has to go through it. It's like every group. It just doesn't matter. Any disenfranchised category of person is just like we gotta figure out why these people should be allowed to do what they want to do. I mean, haven't we done this like 5,000 times already? We got to work through the same process with every fucking group.
Over and over.
It's crazy.
or the
right?
same group again.
Or
and
the same
again.
group. It circles back around because we're busy working on other groups, and then it comes back around. It's just like, how about just everybody's mind their own business, have fun, and do their best.
There was a segment on last night where they talked about Facebook and the spreading of like misinformation and hate speech via Facebook and how like people in other countries can, or even here, I guess, like really latch onto it. And there's like real world consequences where like riots and people are getting injured or killed over like misinformation they read about on Facebook about a group of people.
Wow.
It's great. Like the whole thing in Myanmar with the Rohingya people having the essentially genocide, getting forced out of the country because they're Muslims in a Buddhist country. It's like that all started because people were posting fake shit on the internet.
Woof.
Damn.
And everybody's got access to it. Mm-hmm. I saw a thing.
In fact, they said, sorry, last thing. The scary thing in that particular case in Myanmar, they use the word Facebook and internet interchangeably.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Like us, Google and internet for a lot of people,
Right. Or,
kind of interchangeable.
yeah. So it's like it's ingrained to that level.
Like Myanmar,
Yeah.
it'll always be Burma.
Burma.
I hear about the subject matter for last week tonight, and I never understand how they're able to make it funny. Like that show just fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
knocks
it's
it
like
out of the
depressing.
park.
Everything like they'll tell a joke, you're like, yeah, that's funny, but we just talked about like 750,000 people being displaced from their homes because of fake information on Facebook. I
Hashtag
feel a little guilty laughing right now. If you want to feel really depressed and laugh at the same time for 30 minutes every week, highly recommend Last Week Tonight.
But yeah, but also it's like super dark stuff can be great grounds for humor as well. Did you ever see the Nathan For You clip where he gets on this weird tangent with this guy and talks about drinking urine? You gotta.
I must have seen it because I've
Just
seen
look
everything
it
in
up.
that show.
Just look it up.
What's his argument?
It's one of the only times that people claim that that guy has almost broken character or clearly broken character.
Do you all watch Nathan For You?
I've seen an episode or two.
Yeah, same.
God, that show is amazing.
I don't know how you make it through because you have a hard time with
I have
the
to pause
cringe
it
stuff.
sometimes.
Yeah.
He directed and wrote some of the Sacha Baron Cohen, the Who Is America episodes.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, he was involved with some of that.
Is that Stars? I haven't.
He getting
It was
sued.
Showtime.
I haven't
Somebody's
watched
suing
that
him.
Yeah. It was the guy who lost the Alabama senator race.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name anymore.
The one that was in the self-defense thing where he was like yelling.
No. The one who he was playing the character with the pedophile detector, and it kept going off around him.
Oh shit, that's funny.
I think their defense is we never called him a pedophile. The detector was just going off.
It was buzzing. The thing we established as an authority indicated that he was a pedophile. Yeah.
Jeff, no, God damn it, what's his name?
Jeff Goldblum.
yeah.
Roy Moore.
Oh, Roy
Before I
Moore.
looked it up.
Yeah, that's Roy Moore. That's who's suing him?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that part of the article. Or just like, I'm just skimming headlines.
I'm always so impressed with people who could just stick to a character like that, like Nathan For You. Even like the Mega 64 guys, they're so good at sticking to character and not breaking at all.
Yeah, but that doesn't make the Mega 64 people good. Like I don't like any of them. Sorry, Eric. Eric's from.
All right.
Sorry. Hi, Eric. Okay, bye, Eric.
Eject your seat.
Can I get your opinion on something?
Nope.
Season traveler, since we're talking about Japan travel and everything else.
I mean, I just went around the world, so go
Barb's
ahead.
always fucking traveling. There was one
I
point
just
where
hit Platinum Pro.
you were
Nice.
on the road because we've done that. We've stepped up like all the promotions with the voice actresses from Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point in time where I think you went 12 weekends in a row or something.
It was in the summer, I think between June and end of August. I think we did 8 or 9 conventions.
Yeah,
during
it
that
was
period.
fucking insane.
It was brutal because I would leave Thursday night, do the convention Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back Sunday night, and then come back to work on Monday.
Yep.
And that would happen weekend after weekend
And it
after
was
weekend.
considered your weekend, but you were in another place working.
Yeah.
Woof.
I admit cons are fun, but cons are also, they take away a lot of energy. It's a lot of work.
It's hard because you want to give all of yourself to everyone you meet and give everyone like an experience of meeting
It's intense, a lot of
each
energy.
other. And so like even if you're low energy for one person, I don't ever want to give someone that experience. So you always have to be like on your
That's
top.
a small part of your experience, but it's the entirety of their
Of their,
experience.
yeah.
It's
Well, they're going to see Nathan Fillion after you, so.
When we were at
Evidence, yeah.
we had the platinum party at RTX London, and normally we go in, we meet up with everybody, we talk and stuff like that, but we have like this side area where like staff can go for food and stuff like that. And at this specific place we went to, they had 3 bowling lanes. And
Just for you guys?
just for us. And I remember walking in, we were all just kind of filing in, like waiting to go out. And I suck at bowling, but I just immediately like picked up a bowling ball, rolled it, immediately rolled a strike, and I was like, "That's not going to happen the rest of the night." I turned around and went and started talking to people.
Yeah.
And
very loudly
Jeremy
said, "That's it."
yeah. And then Jeremy was like, "Oh."
You gotta stay and play now.
And I was surprised by the number of people that we work with who had never been bowling, ever.
Really?
Like
Who's
who?
never been bowling?
It was like a couple different people.
Call them out, shame them.
I
Yeah.
want to say Reisinger had never been bowling.
No.
No.
Really?
I don't know. I can't remember, but there was people there that had never been bowling.
Strange.
Maybe it was Jeremy's first time bowling.
Really?
Maybe that's why he was so impressed.
I mean,
Oh, it's Jeremy
I've
right
heard of these
I
strikes.
hate bowling, so.
I played that Mario Kart VR
gosh,
while I
yeah.
was there.
Dude, I wish I'd played that.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Was it fun?
It was a lot of
You
fun.
know, just looking around?
It was cool because like when you get the power ups, you have to grab at them with your arm, and then you hold on to them. And when you want to use them, you have to throw them at someone.
Oh, nice.
They
I
also
was.
No, it
sorry,
was
go
good. Like
ahead.
the green shell, you have to like aim. You have to
How
like,
do
figure
they,
out where they're going.
like you're doing like this?
you have hand trackers on.
Okay, you have hand trackers.
They also had a horror VR game, and I remember every now and then you just hear someone scream.
Yeah, I remember that from last year. I guess it was in the same venue. I didn't get to go because I was taking advantage of the UK healthcare system.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, Barbie got sick.
They
Yeah.
told me that if you like, I was up there when I was waiting for the Mario Kart thing. That some of the employees who were running that VR stuff, I guess they were like Rooster Teeth fans, and one of them was like, "Hey, do you want to see what they're seeing in the VR, in the horror VR thing?" I said, "Yeah, like look, there's a little monitor hidden right here. You can see what they're all seeing." So I went over and peeked, and it was like you could see
What was
like,
it?
what they were
Was
seeing. It was
like
like
a haunted house?
what I saw was like there was like a guy walking around and like trying to find them and like picking them up and like killing them and stuff. Like very like a saw or like some horror movie kind of deal.
Yeah. Ah,
I don't have many traditions, but one of my traditions on the internet is there's a website for a haunted house, and other haunted houses have picked it up, where they post photos. You know, like around Splash Mountain when
yeah.
you go down the hill and they take a photo of you?
Yeah.
like,
There's one where it's right at the end and there's a big scare, something jumps out, like when you think everything's over, and then they snap a flash photography of people when they're scared. They're the best fucking images.
because it's like genuine fear.
It's just like mouth agape. Exactly. Eyes
Holding
wide
on
open.
to each other.
People like grabbing each other's faces.
Yeah.
Is it like a mechanized thing? Like the
I don't
thing
even know
goes
what it
off
is.
right when
I
the
don't even
photo-
I
know.
imagine it's mechanized because
Yeah.
getting like a human reaction to that would,
that
yeah.
Oh my god!
These are great.
Like the girl in the middle is the best.
I was
there.
talking to Miles. He said he used to work at a haunted house. Jesus Christ!
And it's also dark.
Yeah.
It's completely dark when they snap the photo and they do hit him with a flash.
Do they have any more of those? Those are
Oh,
fucking
there's
great.
a whole
ton.
You
series
get lost
of
in them.
them.
There's thousands. And every year they post, this time of year, how has to start back up again, so you can just browse those
I
constantly.
feel like I wouldn't want that picture of me to exist.
I wouldn't want it either.
Because that's like your most vulnerable.
God.
Yeah.
Miles was telling me about how he worked at a haunted house and he was like the jump scare in one of the rooms. And he said they scared a family and the dad immediately put his child in front of him.
Oh my god.
And he was like, this is really awkward.
That killed Martin Sheen's career campaign in the Dead Zone. Remember that? The old Stephen King movie? Christopher Walken?
I don't remember that. No,
Yeah.
I don't remember that movie.
Spoiler.
One time I went to a haunted house, I think like Universal Studios or something in LA. It was Jeff and I. We were there and we were just fucking around. And we were like there was like a big group of people who go in at once, and we were the last people that they had let in. So we were at the very back of the group. And right in front of us was this group of Japanese tourists. And so like every now and then, like someone will come up behind you and try to scare you. And they'd like see me and Jeff and I, and they'd like scare us, and we'd look at them, and then they would see they would see the tourists up ahead, and they'd like push us aside or like get through us to like try to get to the tourists and scare them. And one of the women became so hysterical that they had to carry her out. Like they had to like exit the haunted house out of a side like private
She's
exit.
just screaming a
Yeah,
lot?
she just collapsed and she just like couldn't handle it, and they had to like take her out. And then after we
God.
finished the whole haunted house, we came out and she was there like in the park just like white bawling. Yeah,
Oh
and
my
just like
God.
she had broken down.
Wow,
Like,
that's fucking
from a
crazy.
haunted house
How
at
old is
Universal
she?
Studios. She's probably in her 20s.
Oh wow. Okay.
Shit, dude.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I can't believe like it would affect you that much.
You have the constitution for it.
Yeah, like you would think if you get that scared and that affected by scary things, don't go to
You wouldn't go, yeah.
a haunted house.
Nah, somebody convincing her to
Unless,
go.
yeah, you're
It's
pressured
the same,
into
that's
it.
the same trip where we were on the tour. We were on that tram that takes you around Universal Studios.
Yeah.
And they take like you drive past like the Jaws thing and
Yeah.
like, all the different attractions. And there's in the tram there's like a little television with like a tour guide saying, "Oh, there's this happening and that happening." And every now and then it would seem like the Mummy would flash on the TV, and there was like a little boy sitting next to us who would start getting worried. He was there with his mother and go, "It's the Mummy, it's the Mummy." And the mom would be like, "No, it's okay, it's not. Look, it's fine. Look at the TV." And the little boy was like super freaked out, and every time like you'd see the Mummy a little bit, she'd be like, "No, look, it's normal." And then like the ride breaks, and you have to like it's all scripted, of course.
Yeah.
And you have to go through like this other part of the park you don't
no,
normally go
that
to,
poor kid.
and it was all themed Mummy.
Oh,
And it was
no.
like scarab beetles and everything, and he just lost it.
Yeah.
He just kept screaming, "Not the Mummy!" And the mother at that point, she just gave up. She was like she'd been trying to console him the whole time, and then they were just in
Done.
the shit.
He's
they
like
were
that baby
in the
dinosaur
Mummy.
from that show Dinosaurs where it's like, not the mama, not the mama, not the mummy, not the mummy.
But how crazy is it that the kid in the 2000s could be scared of the Mummy? It's just like, of all things.
I hate scary movies.
Yeah, but the
But
Mummy is
I think like when you're a kid, you might have like that one thing that scares you.
it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. I was super scared of zombies.
Well, you said you were going to ask us.
I was going to ask you,
something.
so I want a definitive answer on this. Okay.
I don't
So
have
we all,
one.
we all travel lots. We all travel a lot,
Yeah,
right? Okay. I'm going to explain the situation. I'm going to explain it calmly to you, and then we're all going to get your opinion on it. Okay.
Is this gonna make us
So I'm
angry?
leaving the hotel. I'm in a rush. It was a very long trek for me to get back to the airport. As you know, in London, if you take a cab, it takes 2 hours. Shut up with your. We'll talk about
a
your thing
train.
later. Shut up with the train stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We took a train. We were fine, but it took us an hour and a half cab ride to get from London Heathrow to our hotel. That was infuriating. Then I went to a Halo event that night. Hour in the cab there, hour back. It was 8 miles.
Yeah.
Wow.
8 miles.
So you moved 8 miles an hour.
8 miles an hour. 8 miles an hour. Dude, we did the same math. And okay,
Very complex math.
so I was nervous about getting back. I had to get back to London. I took a train to London. I was leaving from France, going through the Channel, What does that stand for?
Channel
Tunnel? Okay.
We solved the mystery.
That's like, there was like a chud thing.
Chubby
It's not the
tunnel.
shuttle.
The chuddle.
It's the chubby tunnel.
What does chud stand for?
Creature. Fuck.
Is it cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers?
Something like that.
Cannibalistic? It's old.
Is
it's
this
old
like
movie.
a
It's old movie.
urban? Okay.
Yeah, I live in the sewers like mole people. Anyway, I didn't see any of those in the tunnel, so we're safe. I was nervous about doing it. So checking, this is, and of course, when you're traveling internationally.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller.
Who was it?
Chuds.
Cannibalistic.
Yeah. Got to get up really early. Like every day was super early for me in London. Like getting up to go there. I got
you
up
had
like
to
5
be on
a.m.
the bus at like 8:15.
Yeah, but like on the travel days, like I had to be up and out of the hotel by like 5:15.
Holy fuck.
In order to get on the train, to get to London, get the train station there, and then take what was the underground at Gus's behest all the way across London to get to London Heathrow. I want to give myself enough time to catch my flight by noon. So I had to get up early to do that. It's 5 a.m. Here's what I did. I walked down. It was a nice hotel. I enjoyed it very much. It came at the recommendation. I won't say the name of the hotel. It came at the recommendation of Mr. Troy Baker, friend of ours. It was a lovely recommendation. Wonderful hotel.
He has great recommendation.
And so everything was great. And I'm walking out past the front desk and I think, I'm going to check out. I'm in a rush. I'm going to check out because it is in the hotel's best interest to know when guests leave. Otherwise, you just walk out.
Then clean the room and flip it.
Yeah, then they got to figure out like 2 hours after you've gone, they're gone now. We can, give the room to somebody else. So I think it's a nice courtesy to stop and do checkout. And
Someone might be
doing
wanting
it,
to check in early.
even though I was in a huge rush.
You've been in that boat?
Why the fuck do they punish you by making that process so fucking crazy long to check out?
You should just be like, hey,
I'm
this is
leaving.
the room. I'm leaving.
That's it. I just want to tell you I'm leaving, so my room's free. And then you got to go through like this and this. Did you get anything from the minibar? It's like I walk out of hotels all the time and don't check out.
Right.
Nothing goes wrong.
Have you ever had
Do
this
what
thing-
you're gonna do for me if I just walked past you and do that.
My least favorite part of the process, I don't know if you've ever had this, is you say, I want to check out. Okay. And they like print the bill and they hand it to you and they're like, does that look correct? Like, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they take that and throw that away. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, oh, that was just the invoice. Now let me print the actual receipt out for you
Yeah.
and run the charge. Like,
It's like 3 printouts.
Why do you do that?
Yeah.
Just let me sign that one.
I've never had that long of an experience checking out. First of all, I rarely check out of hotels. Usually just walk out.
So is it rude to walk out and not check out?
No.
I don't think so.
Right. So I should put that out of my head. I'm out
If
the
you're
door.
really concerned, do it on the TV.
I don't turn on the
I
fucking
usually
TV.
just drop the keys in the key drop box that they sometimes have in some places, or leave them in the room, and then I'm done.
Yeah, but this is a key card, then it's disposable. They don't know it's your thingamajig, right?
Yeah.
Do they?
No, I don't think so.
Sometimes there's some hotels with like express checkout where you just like write your room number on an envelope, put your keys in there, and drop it off.
Just wanna go, I'm leaving. Walk out and be like, I'm leaving.
But if I do like actually check out, it's usually just like, okay, well, you already put a card down for the incidentals. You're good.
Yeah, and I'm like trying to get in an Uber, and it's like 15 minutes to get out. I'm just like,
No, I'm with you.
I'm now in this process. Now, if I walk away, I'm an asshole, right?
Right.
But I gotta go. I gotta go.
You ever read the Tales from the Front Desk subreddit?
No, that
It's
sounds
all like
awesome.
people who work hotel front desk.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
What's it called?
bet they
Tales?
see some
Tales from the
shit.
Front Desk. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like it's one of my favorite
I gotta
subreddits.
check
You ever
this
do the
out.
thing where you like walk down the hallway, you're going to the elevator, and housekeeping's like working the room like 3 doors down from you, and you're like walk by and you're like, take a look in, just like you're walking by like a
Yeah.
little side eye. What the fuck are people doing in their hotel rooms? It's fucking insane
like,
what other
messy,
people do.
or-
It's like, first of all, always bottles of booze, like either beer or whatever, and tons of it. Do people just go to their hotel rooms and just like party like maniacs? I'm talking like a normal hotel room where it's the bed and the wall. It's like a penthouse, and they're balling.
I have a question about room service.
Go ahead.
And I don't know if this happens to you guys. There's often times when I'm staying at a hotel for a number of days, and I don't want room service most days. I reuse
You're
the
talking
towel.
about like housekeeping.
Housekeeping, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
That's- yeah.
housekeeping.
Oh, how you're not talking about eating.
Food. I was thinking,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
I
thought you were
meant
talking about
housekeeping. My bad. I guess like service your room.
Got you.
Is what I'm thinking about. When
I called myself a Native American on the Halo
what?
live stream. Yeah, because I was surrounded by a bunch of English people, and I said, I got to point out as the only Native American here. Frankie was like, I think maybe we rethink that.
Oh no.
So, yeah.
So we
What
all
tribe?
make word mistakes.
So it made sense in context, but I was like, oh, fucking hell.
But this happens to be almost every time I stay at a hotel where I'm leaving my hotel room and housekeeping is doing some other room.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving and they go, you want cleaning? I go, oh, no, thank you. They go, oh, you don't want us to clean? You don't know that? And they like fight me on it. And I'm
Really?
like, am I not making your day a little easier by not
Right.
having to service my room?
Fucking freebie.
I think they want to make sure they don't have to come back later.
Yeah, but it's just like every hotel, they always are just like, oh, like you don't want nothing. You sure? And I'm like, really don't. I'm telling you, I don't want you to clean my room. I have this sign on my door and everything like that.
Did you guys have the red thing in your room? The strings, the red strings? No.
Red
Oh no, because you were in a
strings.
accessibility room.
Yeah. So like in
Oh.
my
Did you pull the red string?
yeah.
Did you?
What did it do?
You dummy!
Set it off an
It's an alarm for if
Ah.
somebody like slips.
Like falls?
There's
Yeah,
one by the toilet and then there's one by the shower, and I was like looking at it for a while, and I was like, is it for like hanging things? And then I just like pulled it, and then the light on the top just immediately went like boop, 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 boop,
Yep.
boop, and started flashing red. And I was like, oh shit. And then it was a race to find the phone in the room, but my room didn't have a phone. And then like not a minute later, a guy from the front desk was like, you okay?
Yeah, fucking bolted up there. He probably was worried sick, dude. Where's my phone?
I think
You're on
Gus,
the front desk
you were
now.
like the first person that I texted.
Yeah, you sent that to me. I wasn't even in England yet.
Well, because I was like, do you know what this is? I thought it would be funny
Oh,
because
it's in my pocket.
you'd think I was an idiot.
He just called his own phone.
You get a new iPhone?
Nah,
Neither.
my
What
phone's
is it,
fine.
Me neither.
XSR or whatever?
X is fine.
My phone is not uncompromising, but that's fine for
It's
me.
not USB-C.
Did you guys order when you stayed at the hotel in London? I don't know if you stayed at the same one as us, I guess. Did you order room service at any point?
You mean food to room service now?
Food.
No. I rarely do that because I don't like messing with all the shit in my room.
Trevor and I ordered room service, I think, 2 or 3 nights.
I love this story.
And we got the greatest room service person of all time.
What does that mean?
He
A
was
sex
just
robot?
he was this like the only way to describe him was like very jolly. He was a short, kind of stout, like rosy cheeked guy, and he was just like, "Oh, hello, I'm coming with your room service." I don't know what accent it was, but he was so jolly. And then he's like, "Are you working today?" And we'd be like, "Oh yeah, we have work," because it was the convention. He goes, "Oh, bad habits are a very bad habit," and he was like talking about
Working is a bad habit?
bad habit.
Didn't he walk weird too?
He walked like this, like no joke.
like Trevor's.
This guy sounds awesome.
Yeah.
He was very
I don't know how to describe what Barbara's doing for the audio podcast listeners. She's like almost like
jaunty walk.
Jaunty.
her elbows are up and she's
Yeah.
like jauntily walking, like she's in a
And
musical.
So I don't know if this is a bad thing, but Trevor was out filming something, and I ordered room service to see if I would get the guy again. Basically, like this is the only reason I ordered it. And sure enough, it was him. And so when I heard the knock at the door, I
How
pressed.
did he knock? Was it a special knock?
It was like a tick, 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 like a very like jaunty knock. But I recorded him on my phone,
No.
not video, just audio, in hopes of like getting him. And I don't know if
You
it'll
keep it.
play.
Don't play him. Don't play
Nope,
him here.
no play
Yeah.
him. Okay, I won't play him.
Does he know you recorded him?
I don't think so.
Then I wouldn't
Yeah,
play him.
yeah.
I would
Yeah,
have
play him.
listened to this
Okay,
later.
I'll listen.
I wouldn't play him. Yeah.
Trevor was also. Sorry, go ahead.
My favorite part is that I had the TV on and I wasn't watching anything, but there was a soccer match on, and I had ordered a burger and a beer. And he was just like, "Now I opened the best part, the beer." And he like cracks it open. And he goes, "Oh, you got a nice meal, a beer, and ooh, the football match." And he was just so happy. Man, I'll play it for you later.
I love that, man. It's just like a state of mind, you know?
Yeah,
Some
it
people are
just made me happy.
Trevor was explaining though that like he got food service and he was doing the jolly walk, and then Trevor said he like watched him go down the hallway, and he said as soon as he hit the corner, it's like he just went to regular mode.
Yeah, he just started walking
and then he
normally.
just walked
Oh, really?
normal.
It's definitely an act that he's putting on, but
Which is
like
interesting.
it
Really
worked
interesting.
because we tipped him well.
Well, that's the thing too. It's I do feel like when I'm in places where there's no tipping, they expect Americans to tip still.
Yeah.
Which is, I get it, Americans tip and you want that, but it presents a lot of problems. Like every fucking cab that I went into in France, their credit card machine didn't work. Because,
Wink.
right. Because if the credit card machine works and I use my contactless and just tap or whatever, then I'm not getting out cash and just saying, oh, just keep the rest of it.
But I
You
feel
know?
like nobody has cash in those
Yeah.
cities with
Also,
contactless.
if you're driving a cab and your fucking credit card machine doesn't work, why not tell the person that before they get in the car
Yeah.
with you? Because then they're in the car and you're like, I don't have cash. What do we do now?
Well, yeah, what did you do?
You didn't mention this before. We had cash.
Oh.
But I've been in situations before where it's like I've argued with, this is in New York, where I've argued with a guy going, I was like, what makes you think I'm carrying $120 in cash to go to JFK Airport from Manhattan? I'm just carrying that amount of money.
Yeah.
And he's like, my credit card machine doesn't work. I go, well, I don't have cash. So what are we going to do? He goes, let's just use the credit card. And sure enough, he's got it.
And it
Somehow it works.
Wow.
Somehow it mysteriously works after
I
that.
went to a restaurant and I started talking. I think he heard my accent. And he was like, "Oh, our card machine's not working." And I was like, "Okay." So then I like whipped it out, and on the receipt it said like 12 pounds. And he was like, that'll be 12 pounds. Like, okay. He said, oh no, cash only. I said, all right. So then I like had my bill filled out. And he's like, yeah, that's 16 pounds. And I was like, well, it says 12 pounds. And he's like, yeah, there's a service charge. And I was like,
Service charge for what?
Yeah, I know. And I was like, well, it says on the receipt that it's 12 pounds. He said, yeah, well, it's for, customer service. Did you not like our customer service? And I was like, your customer service was just take the money. It was like the most confusing thing ever.
God.
That's literally one of the only negative experiences in what was otherwise an amazing trip to London.
Yeah.
Some lovely, lovely people.
I felt like I had a lot of bad service.
I just think Americans are just
in the city.
Suckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These were
Yeah.
marks.
I
It's
don't know.
like they got their money, they're going to tip and everything.
I feel like it happens every the 2 times I've been to London.
It's probably just tourists in general. Or
It's
just
just-
American tourists.
You get seated at a restaurant and then you don't get seen again for another 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We had dinner on the last night
Yeah.
and we asked for water 5 times.
You got to wave them down.
Yeah, they weren't-
You
Oh, we
asked
did.
for it?
Yeah,
Oh,
asked for it. So can we get some more water? Yeah. Walk away. 20 minutes later, no one comes back. I see the person we asked for water. They're just standing there, kind of looking around. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Nothing to do.
water.
I wonder if I'm an easy mark because my bag literally says American Tourister on it.
That does hurt.
Just people just sniping me.
That's fucking fantastic. So I'm not checking out of hotels anymore. That's what I'm learning from
Yeah.
this.
No.
Just walk out.
I'm just walking out.
or just
Also-
call and be like, listen, I'm getting off the phone in 5 seconds. I'm leaving the hotel right now.
Or just like walk by and go, hey, we're checking out room 307. Bye.
Yep.
But what the?
Did you see that?
I also never turned on the TV in my room, and there was a weird thing that was taking place. I want to see if this happened for you guys too.
Porn magically
We
appeared.
stayed for
Couldn't
RTX
explain it.
Austin. Sometimes they'll give us rooms downtown, right next to the convention center, so we don't have to go back and forth in our cars.
Yeah.
Because we go to like midnight
Well, we got to
for
be
RTX.
there, and
And then-
early morning, and then stay till very late.
Yeah, we have shows afterwards and everything, so it's like they'll give us a place to stay down there. The hotel where they put us I was in the Fairmont, which is right across from the convention center. Anybody else stay there at that one? Okay. They did a weird thing. Every time I left my room, or when they came in and like did the normal service in the room, they then also turned on the TV. And I was like, "Why would you
That's
do
weird.
that?" I haven't turned a TV on in a hotel. I wish hotels didn't have TVs. Honestly, it just seems like it's a waste of space.
That's like the only time I ever use a TV is in a hotel room.
Really? What do
Yeah.
you do? You watch them?
It's because I'm usually
Robot
staying
porn?
alone, so I just like having something on to kind of keep me company. It sounds
Really?
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but you lived alone for a long time. So.
Yeah, but it's different when it's your place and you have like Netflix or
Your sex box.
your,
Sex box.
whatever it is. I don't know. I like just having the TV on.
So I
Right.
know I told you to check out via the TV earlier. If you're at all concerned about security, you shouldn't do anything on the TV. Like you should never view your bill or do like any
Is that true?
checkout. Yeah, because all that stuff is
You just can't VPN.
you can't VPN. It's not sent in any encrypted form, and other people in other rooms, if they know what they're doing, can see what you're
fuck
doing
outta
in that
here.
kind of system.
Also, when you log on to Wi-Fi, make sure your computer's not discoverable.
Yeah,
That's, dude, I can't believe there's nothing about my iPhone that would indicate what it is or that I own it or anything like that. I tell you what's the thing that I often look at, and I'm surprised it hasn't led to a huge breach in some way.
Hotspots?
When you rent a car, some people will connect the Bluetooth
oh yeah.
to the car to play their music. And then it also grabs all your fucking contacts. It grabs your address book.
Holy fuck.
Or it can.
From your car.
No, from your phone.
Oh.
And like when you connect to a rental car with Bluetooth, because it's like the phone functionality of like, hey, call Barbara, call Burp Burp Dunkin' Snack. It wants to be able to do that. So it just grabs all your fucking contacts. And it's listed there in the records. And it depends on the car, it depends on the software. But some you can go like, oh, here's Jamal's iPhone. And you can click on it. It's like, oh, here's all Jamal's contacts.
Jeez, man.
Who's Jennifer Hudson? Let's talk to her. She sounds nice.
I think that this is overly paranoid, but like when there's like a outlet charger available, like on like a plane or a car, I don't use it because it's just like I don't know what's connected to the other end.
You mean like a USB?
Yeah.
Like I said, you want to trust this device?
Not like a plug-in.
Don't trust.
Yeah, no, I'll use those because it's just electricity, but I don't use the USB.
Yeah,
thing.
me neither.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you get an Uber and they're like, "Do you want to charge your phone?" I go,
No!
"Oh no, I'm good." Unless I'm on like literally 1%, I'm like, I need power.
What are they going to do though? Just like siphon data off you? Is that what they're going to do?
I just don't want to see my butthole pics.
He's got a lot of them.
Lots.
Are they all your butthole?
You'd have to, if you have an iPhone, I think you'd have to trust the device.
I still don't trust it.
Yeah, you got to say, yeah, trust this device or not.
Yeah.
And then you click the wrong thing and you're like, oh shit.
You got to unplug real
Yeah.
fast. Then they already got you. You're
They
in the
did.
net.
They got like 10
Sandra
of your
Bullock's
bits.
trying to help you.
You're fucked.
That movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I thought that the internet would be the end of the world. Well, it kind of actually
It's
is.
getting there.
Never mind.
What? You're pointing at me.
Play the Spider-Man game?
Yeah. It's good.
Play the Spider-Man game?
Not yet.
You guys gotta play the Spider-Man game. It's so good. And everyone's talking about what they want Insomniac to do next because it was Sunset Overdrive,
Spoderman.
then led to Spider-Man. Spider-Man would be fucking dope.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
That'd be an
Turtles.
unlockable suit.
Why is there no Spoderman suit? Lost opportunity, Insomniac.
There's a suit that's not unlockable in Spider-Man.
What?
There's a suit, a very iconic Spider-Man suit that's not unlockable in Spider-Man.
Iron Spider?
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Venom?
The black and white. There's a suit called the Secret Wars suit in Spider-Man. This is not spoiled at all. These are just unlockables that you can put on your dude. And there's a really awesome one that people are making videos of. You can get one that just makes your guy a cartoon.
Oh, like cell shaded one?
It's so fucking
You
cool.
need a shirtless Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's in there. I took a selfie with him.
But you can't be shirtless.
No,
Spider-Man.
you can't be
Yeah.
shirtless. So thank God. Who would want to do that? One in existence. But yeah, they have a spider suit called the Secret Wars suit. But the Secret Wars suit where Spider-Man got the symbiote, that was in the first Secret Wars. He got it from a machine. They gave him and made his costume, his black costume with the white spider on it, which then and the white eyes, which then became Venom because it was the alien, and he thought it was just a really cool suit where he didn't need web shooters or any of that stuff. But then again, they've rebooted Marvel Comics like 50 billion times, so maybe there's a different Secret Wars, and that's the suit from that Secret
They're waiting
Wars.
for the Venom movie to come out and smash all box office records.
It makes me hope that they're going to do DLC that has Venom.
Can
or
I,
something.
Mrs. Chen? It's quoting.
Doesn't matter. We're less than 3 weeks away at this point from Red Dead Redemption 2, and I just think that's going to fucking take over everything.
Yeah.
That's going to be such a good fucking game. I have so much confidence in that game coming out. That's going to be incredible. That and like the next Elder Scrolls are just going to be like you might just play
that's
those.
years
You
away.
might just
That's
play those
years
games
away.
for years though, is what I'm saying, you know?
Talking to Lawrence, apparently they have like technology to where the horse's testicles will change size based on the climate that
temperature.
your character's in.
That's so funny.
Yeah, Ashley talked to me about that for way too long. She was like
Horse girl.
She was excited.
yeah, she took that to heart. So
All right, we need to wrap up here. Before
Yeah.
we go, I feel like I do need to mention the Tiki mugs are finally going to be in the store.
And also your shirt.
just in time for your September Tiki party, you can get your Tiki mugs, which we've been promoting for like 2 months.
They'll be out tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So if you're watching this live, it's tomorrow. If you're watching this already pre-taped, it's available
And
now.
that beautiful
And my shirt.
Oh,
I'm wearing.
But what an advantage! What an advantage for being a first member is that now they got the inside line. Now you can go on the internet and you can share that information if you want to, or you can keep it yourself.
We're not telling you what to
These
do.
Tiki mugs are gonna be in high demand.
Can I plug Arizona Circle?
Please
yeah.
do, please do.
That's out right now for first members, and we're needing first member signups because it could get us a full season of the show.
That show's so fucking
as
funny.
promised by Ezra. So yeah,
You guys everyone is so great in that show.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's a good show,
It's like-
and we want to make more of it.
You're in the show. You have a cameo.
I do.
I have a cameo. Gus?
You do, yeah.
You have.
I wish.
You have the most police squad cameo like line.
Well,
Your
that's because I ad-libbed like 4 or 5 different lines when I was there, and that's because I based that on a version of the script that I had read that was very absurd like that.
Yeah.
Like where Lawrence asked, "Can I see him now?" Do you remember that? Did that make the final cut?
No, it didn't.
There's literally a line in there where Lawrence's character asks the doctor, he goes, "Doctor, can I see him now?" And the doctor says, "No, your eyes are closed." And then it cuts to Lawrence's eyes and he goes, I understand. And he walks away. So it's like that kind of thing. And it's like that was in that hospital kind of segment.
Yeah.
So that which is where I make my cameo. So I felt like it was very much in tune with that. I'm glad they kept it in. I was very grateful.
I've never felt sexier than in that
I
cameo
bet
I was in.
not. That was pretty
Especially
impressive.
having to have my boobs taped down and giving me a pot belly and everything like that.
Did they tape your boobs down?
They
How does that
tried
work?
to.
Can you just go
They tried to wrap something around to flatten them a little
like
bit.
Spanx kind of
Yeah.
a thing?
Like Mulan.
Does that work?
Yeah. Nope.
Where's it like push them around the sides? What happens? It's like it's,
It pushes them.
How
It
long
pushes
do you
them
think my
inside of
boobs
you.
are?
it's not
Oh.
air. It's not air. You can't like
One
vacuum
goes up
seal
here,
it.
one goes to this side.
Right.
It's just,
They gotta go
One
somewhere.
goes by the lung. The other one goes over by the heart.
What happens to Babby?
What if it inverts?
Yeah.
so check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please check out Arizona Circle. And these Tiki mugs, they got customs, right? They got
They
customs.
got held up in
held
customs.
They got
customs.
customs. And
So it's very customary.
Oh.
All
but
right.
I'm buying a whole set. I'm going to buy like 2 sets of these things. I freaking love them. So I imagine they're going to go pretty fast because we've been talking about them for a while and people are excited. Yeah, good call.
Dare you to throw one at
Alright.
the camera?
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.